It's the Stephanie Miller Show.
So I wanna say thank you, 'cause it makes me that much stronger, makes me work a little bit harder, makes me that much wiser. Thanks for making me a fighter.
All right, fine. Are there any other fights you want to pick with NATO while you're at it?
Denmark doesn't spend money to really help Greenland, but it's an important part for the United States. That should be controlled by the United States, not by Denmark.
Okay, here we this again. I guess. Okay, I guess we're going to war with Iran and Spain and Greenland. All I ask is, before we invade Greenland, can we at least triple check that Greenland doesn't also control some vital choke point for the entire planet? Because I don't want to find out that all the world's oxygen comes from some volcano in Nuuk.
Daily Show. Okay. Wow. Wow. Yesterday was a lot, wasn't it?
It was a lot.
Yes.
Yep.
We were at full-on war. Let's review, shall we? We're at full-on war, it appears.
Hot war.
Yeah. Yes, hot war, shooting war. Yeah, that's going well. Oh, and Trump said that Iran called and said they want to deal very, very badly.
I believe that.
Anyone else say they talked to Mitch McConnell? Or are there going to be consequences for the people that lied about talking to Mitch McConnell? Seriously. Whether you're a Scott Jennings or a senator. I mean, give me a break.
Governor Beshear needs a 20-minute conversation with Mitch McConnell.
Yes.
More than anyone.
Proof of life. Let's go. Right? They're obviously, even in whatever, Mitch McConnell's doing the same, right? It's like, they're trying to avoid the deadline. So, they've already stripped Governor Beshear of the power to appoint someone else. They're trying to avoid.
Yeah. And I'm glad Mike Nellis is on every single nighttime show talking about this deadline, because nobody seems to know about it.
Did Mike Nellis get it done again?
I think he got it done.
Let's listen.
If Scott Jennings and Thune and everybody else could have a 20-minute phone call with Mitch McConnell, he should be able to shoot a 60-second proof of life video to show us that he's okay. I think they know the deadline for a special election is August 3rd. If he's dead or if he's on a ventilator, if he's not able to do his job, he should resign right now. They should have a special election.
Yep.
Thank you. It is amazing, right, that he's able to pull off this, even in whatever he's in. Okay. Oh, what's his Whoopi Goldberg's character from Ghost also talked to him. Yesterday. All right. 17 minutes.
I think that joke is getting.
Yeah, that joke's.
It's getting run into.
Although
the ground.
every time I think we're done with that joke, then I read one that's.
Really?
Then I read another one. I'm like, okay, that's funny. All right. So, wow. Yes, we are. And also the the bribe jet that Trump took from Qatar.
Qatar.
Yes,
Qatar
is not safe. For him to.
No.
So that was all our taxpayer money.
Yeah.
Right. So that's obvious. And he lied about that as well. Oh, we're just
showing it off.
Did he actually say there's a light on this this plane that doesn't work, and we're sending it to Santa's workshop, and we're going to fix it up there and then bring it
back here?
Oh my God. Oh yeah, it's taking a little tour on its own. Oh, the plane's gone on tour.
We're showing it off to the troops.
Yeah,
because the troops love that.
Oh God, and now it's going to cost how much more taxpayer money? This is what everybody said. This was rushed because he wanted his shiny new toy, right? And of course, it's not secure. And certainly, Chris, no one wants that. No one wants the president
He's made
in
a few
situation
enemies.
that's not secure.
Yeah. He's made a few enemies with some missiles.
Okay. Just wow, a solid wall of lies. And also, wow, what a whiny little bitch Graham Plattner is.
He could have exited gracefully. He chose not to.
I'm telling you, this is what everybody's saying. If he ran as a Republican, he'd be in. They don't. Trump even. What did Trump say yesterday? A lot of people say big falsehoods, right? Because women are all lying whores. If you're a Republican,
right?
Seriously, if he switched to Republican, they'd be like, great, he's our guy. Oh my God! Yeah, wait. What was this? Trump was asked about Graham Plattner, and he said, "It's really a question of whether or not you believe the women. A lot of people say big falsehoods. He's in a bind. Oh, I see. Because lying whores. Okay. Oh my God! My head may explode early this morning. You know
God,
what?
then we have to clean it up.
You know, the only nice thing we can still have.
What?
Sam. Can I just say I've discovered how very, very fickle my audience is.
Yeah.
It makes me. It reminds me of my love life. It makes me mistrust you, audience.
They don't miss you when you're gone.
Audience Louise. What? You went to Bella Who in 1.2 seconds.
They don't miss me when I'm gone.
No.
They're like, we want
So
Jody
fickle.
in permanently.
So fickle. And I'm a lesbian. I always rush in, but oh my God.
Yeah.
My audience is like, Sam, I love his dimples. Oh my God, he's so great. Who's that other girl that was there? Okay, where's this one? Let's see. Artie, Mama Sam is perfection.
That's a
No
high
pressure.
bar.
No pressure.
Yeah.
Welcome to the family. Sean and Sam are the goats. Nicely done, Steph. Yes, I'm taking total credit.
No mention of Bella at all.
It's just, wow.
Or
Sorry,
other
Bella.
other board ops in the past that shall remain nameless.
Yes, shall always remain nameless. In memoriam.
That's pressure.
Oh, Lord. All right. Oh, yes, and Greg said, I didn't have Chris schooling the lady that ordered broccoli at a barbecue joint about how awesome Bucky's smoked brisket is on my bingo card. Brisket tacos are awesome, too.
Mm-hmm.
They also have smoked turkey, pulled pork, fudge, jerky, and beaver nuggets,
Nuggets.
which are like Captain Crunch.
Yeah. That's what they're famous.
How did I
That's
not
another-
know something serves beaver nuggets?
Well, you pronounced it wrong yesterday.
I didn't. It's spelled ridiculously. BUC-CC something?
It's not bussies.
No, I'm told something else.
Yeah, it's something very
That
different.
has to do with man parts. Which I'm unfamiliar.
No, you are. Yeah.
Largely unfamiliar.
Yeah, so.
Except I did see puppetry of the penis as we discussed
That's
yesterday.
not what.
Yeah.
That's not what that
No,
is.
I understand.
Okay.
I
thank
got
you.
it now.
All right.
Not since you had explained to me about the,
The salad tossing.
yeah, salad thing and the other
And the Sanchez thing.
and the bookie.
Oh, well, that
yeah,
too,
lots
yeah.
of stuff you've had to explain.
Wow,
Sam,
you have really lived a sheltered life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well. Okay.
Yeah,
Chris,
yeah, you don't watch any kind of porn at all.
No, I do not. Jen Kirkman and I have explained this to you many times. Women, we need good writing, we need good storyline, we need nice lighting. Okay, Christopher, speaking of the general awesomeness of the Stephanie Miller Show, who said apparently what was very popular at the Great American Fair was the baptismal pool. People were accepting the Lord as their savior just to cool off because it was so damn hot.
Wilma Flintstone.
No, that was a good guess, though, because that was Paula Poundstone.
Yes.
Show on Monday. It's very funny. Do you accept Jesus Christ as your Lord? Yeah. Where's the water? Let's go. Yeah, absolutely.
Is that thing still
Whatever
going
you said.
on?
Personal, just throw something. Huh?
Is that
yes.
thing, I think
yes.
it's going on through like the end of this week.
That's how you know something's a flop. Is that still on? Is it?
I
is it
have no
going?
idea.
Okay. Oh, you know what? Sam is not familiar with Yankee Doodle Fart, which is
farting.
almost the national anthem of the Stephanie Miller Show. Well, we have Dr. Doom today that we can talk about our new, what is this thing called? It might be next for us. Explosive diarrhea caused by, what is it? Cyclob something?
Hit enter.
There you go. Okay, Sam's fine. Yeah, this is right. Carrie said the reason we are dealing with another outbreak is that the head of our health department probably thinks that cyclospora is when you ride a stationary bike in a sauna while wearing jeans.
Oh.
Yes, and yet it is a foodborne thing that. If you thought things are bad now, explosive diarrhea, everybody.
That's going around?
Well, yep. We'll ask Dr. Doom. Cyclospora. Yeah, you know what? They stopped monitoring that like a year ago. They cut the funds for that. So if only we had a place like I don't know, let's just call it Center for, Disease Control.
Okay.
Something like that.
That would help.
That'd be good to protect people from. All right. Welcome,
Instead,
Sam.
we're like promoting ferments with the CDC.
Right. The head of the CDC has his wife bring sauerkraut to restaurants in her purse.
And kimchi.
Sure. Yes.
Kimchi smells even worse than sauerkraut.
Yes. That's another kind of ferment. Thank you. I knew that.
Uh-huh.
Because that's not porn related. Okay. Can I just say, I'm at least glad more and more people.
Oh, I'm sure there's porn related to kimchi. I'm
Don't-
sure
oh, no.
there's a
Don't
lid
Google-
for every pot.
Don't Google it. Don't Google it. At my age, the whole thing's probably fermented down there.
Oh,
so it doesn't-
God.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Go to a doctor.
Wah, wah. It's fine. I'm just kidding. It's fresh as a daisy.
Spray some Lysol down there. Or
No.
something.
Don't you laugh at that, Sam. Okay. Here's the thing. Do you just think you're the only one watching this thing in overseas? In the space of how long was that? Mistaking Putin, Zelensky for Putin, and talking about the Islamic Republic of Japan shooting missiles at him. What was the other thing? I can't even keep track of. I'm cutting off, trade with Spain, and okay, but I don't even. I fell asleep again on camera, and I'm like, what? Any one of these things would be the end of any other presidency, and the physical, mental, moral, not moral. Excuse me, that was already. He never had any of those, but the decline is just so. The fact that we are all sort of have normalized this, that this is just it's just Trump the way he talks or whatever. Who was a couple of different people, Governor Pritzker, Tom Nichols from the War College. We have to be able to start saying this stuff loudly and in the open and every day. This was Tom Nichols.
This one is a bit long. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Strap in, everyone.
It's almost like we have a relative in the room and there's something deeply wrong with him and we've all agreed to not talk about it. But there is something deeply wrong with him. His friends know it. His critics know it. His staff, I'm sure, knows it. The world knows it. World leaders know it. And most importantly, our enemies know it, which is why they don't take him seriously, which is why nobody, as you pointed out, once upon a time, people hung on the word of the president. That's why nobody hangs on his words. They kind of do, but mostly out of freakish curiosity to see what kind of wild thing he's going to say next, not because his words have any inherent meaning or reflect policy. I spent years teaching students that when the president speaks, it's policy, and you must pay attention to when the president speaks because nobody can contradict him. Now, are we really cutting off all trade with Spain? Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. It might have just been a stray electron roaming around inside his brain pan. Who knows? But this is really dangerous because in the middle of all this stuff, and we can laugh about, the Islamic Republic of Japan and all of that, but he made several statements about an ongoing war that the United States is losing, and no one's even trying to pretend that they can make any sense of it. And I'll just add that one last thing that you just brought up. If this were any other president, this would be a national crisis. I mean, Joe Biden got somebody's name wrong, and it was headlines. The president gets all kinds of things wrong, completely, is out to lunch at an important NATO summit, and, it's Wednesday.
Yeah. Yep. Thank you, Tom. And Governor Pritzker has been saying much of the same. We will get to that. But Dr. Redlener, we have Carl Frisch, we have Dana Goldberg. Oh, Dr. McDreamy's not going to run in Maine.
No.
I live full-time in Shondaland, so that is a deep... And also, I was more that Heather Cox Richardson also said she's out. But
Both
I
of
feel
them
like
live on
anyone that's good doesn't want to run, right?
Well,
This
yeah.
tells me,
who wants to
right.
put themselves and their family through all of that?
Yeah, that's the sad thing.
Yeah.
Is the people that don't have the ego to run are probably the best.
Right.
She'd be an amazing senator.
Right. But, you have to think about yourself, not only yourself, but also your family.
But Trump has done this.
Yeah.
That's what he's made politics
Right.
in this country. Look at what happened to Pete Buttigieg. He made the same points. Who's going to want to do this anymore? And quality people like Pete Buttigieg, especially, right? 19 minutes after the hour, this portion of the show. Right?
I think all the goals by the United States in this tournament were scored by Balogun and or other African players.
What?
Maybe Berhalter scored one, if I'm recording, but most of the goals scored by this team are either black folks or black foreign folks or birthright citizens.
Yep.
So, way to go. Chris and I talked about this. Brendan Hunt from Ted Lasso.
Nothing you say to Chris off air matters. He's not. He's just.
I don't count.
Yeah. He's
said the
packing
exact same
material.
thing
It
I
doesn't
did.
count till you say it to me. Go ahead.
Yeah, Brendan Hunt said the same exact thing that I posted the day it happened, that United States has always performed better from the perspective of the aggrieved, of the disadvantaged. And we say, you know what? It wasn't fair, but we gathered together, we coalesced, and we're going to overcome this. Not from the entitled rich boy who said, put him back in because I want my way.
Yes.
That was so much locker room fodder for Belgium. You
I
saw them
know.
do
Look at
the dance
look at this.
afterwards.
Look
You
at this.
saw
Doing the double handy
Yeah.
J dance, mocking the United
Lukaku
States
teasing
president.
them.
Huh?
It was stupid. And I blame Pochettino, fellow Argentinian. I'm American Argentinian. But I blame him for not having the balls
Yeah.
to say, no, I don't care what Trump did. I'm not playing Balagoon because I'm not going to
Yeah.
say that FIFA did was right.
Yeah.
I'm a man of principle. Like Coach Brooks of Miracle on Ice in 1980, the hockey coach would
Right.
have said no to that.
Yeah.
He would have said no.
Well, and everyone's-
Somebody's got to stand up to Trump.
Who are these people? Yeah, someone posted this and said, MAGA, your leader's being mocked by Belgium. Belgium. I mean, this is, and as I keep saying, Carlos, how many times have you said, they're not laughing at us anymore? The entire world is laughing at us and mocking us. I mean,
Don't make me root for a country who had King Leopold, who slaughtered a bunch of Congolese, and then their democratically elected leader, right?
and he ruins everything. You're right. We read another sports writer who said, I mean, there's no way to know that for sure. But, you go, I don't know. He shows up and the Knicks lose for the first time. I don't know. He does this thing. And as you said, I think the USA would have played with more fire from the position of the slighted versus the entitled.
Yep.
And then you said that's what made the Miracle on Ice so intriguing. Anyway, but you just, and then you sported the sports some more stuff. I don't care. I don't know. But
This guy would go back and ruin the Bible. I talked to God, and I said, David is too small, Goliath is too big, and David only has a sling. I said, you got to give him a bow and arrow. You got to give him some M16s. It's not a fair fight. So I told God, you better give David an M16, okay? Otherwise, he can't beat Goliath.
But you also said the winning with honor and possibly losing with grace went out the window in 2016. The best story would be USA beating Belgium without its top scorer to show we really can rally around a fallen player, that we don't ask for a handout after an injustice. We are strong in our resolve. Instead, we drink from the poison well to get a win at any cost. Gross. The red card was not a good call, but getting corrupt corrupt bailout was worse. I just, a lot of people, who's this? Ron said, so now millions of football fans around the world view the U.S. as cheaters who use political corruption to influence FIFA, and we lose anyway. So much winning. When's the next war?
And then Thierry Henry is just looking at Alexi Lalas, who's trying to compare a bad with another bad. He's like, well, what about Ronaldo? Well, first of all, Ronaldo threw an elbow at an Irish player, had a 3-game suspension. That red card was also suspended before the tournament began, not right during the tournament 4 days later. That part was unprecedented. So Alexi Lalas, the best he can do is say, they did something bad. Why can't we do something bad? Are you kidding? And Zlatan didn't even say anything. Zlatan's like, I will kill you. During the break, I must kill you. You cannot be that stupid. Somebody that stupid.
But Carlos, he's made America in his image a cheater. We've talked about, he has cheated at everything his entire life. His wives, golf, business, getting into the White House. Elections, exactly.
Somebody said it was the equivalent of calling Georgia. I need 11,000 more votes, and I need 12,000 votes, and I need that red card rescinded.
I need just 4 more goals. That's all I need. Come on, give me a break.
Infantino looks like the character David Cross played in Sin City by Miller. He's got the giant forehead with the painted-on eyebrow. He looked like a bad Muppet puppet. Infantino's a coward. Pochettino was a coward. You need somebody with the, that's what I said. Where are the George Baileys of the world who tells Mr. Potter, I don't want your loan. I don't need your loan.
Yeah.
And then the community rallies around him. Isn't that the stuff we used to believe? Isn't that America?
Yeah.
Isn't that the America we used to love? I don't know what happened.
Every now and then I get a little bit lonely and you're never coming around. Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit terrified and then I see the look look in your eyes. Every now and then I fall apart.
Oh, not every now and then.
Stephanie Miller.
We have lost Bonnie Tyler.
Yeah.
Really? I can't have Dr. McDreamy as a senator from Maine,
Nope.
and now Bonnie Tyler has left us. Andrea said, decades later, catching Bonnie Tyler's total eclipse or holding out for a hero on the radio still gives me full body chills. That's the power of pure, unfiltered talent. Thank you for a voice that never stopped moving us. Rest in power, rock star. Loved her so much. And the people in Denver will never forget Frangela and Mai's interpretive dance. To total eclipse of the heart.
Yeah.
That was right after Trump stared directly into an eclipse without glasses after he was told not to.
We love you, Denver! City by the Bay!
If anyone has fond memories of that performance, please call.
If anybody has video of that performance, I'd love to see it.
This is how you know who good friends are. I pitched it to Frangela, they're like, okay. They'd help me bury a body. They're like, that sounds okay. All right, let's do it.
What body do you need buried?
You never know, Chris. You got to plan ahead. You got to have those friends eat and call. Not ask a lot of questions. Not be meddly and pesky.
It's the good.
Just let's go.
Way.
Just back up the Corolla. Back up the Corolla.
Yeah.
Put it in.
Did you hear what he said?
No.
It's the Goodfellas way.
Yeah, exactly. You got to find your good fellas.
Have you ever seen Goodfellas?
Yes.
Have
I mean,
you?
Parts of it. I can't watch the whole thing. It's too
Yeah, I
violent.
was about to say it's bloody.
Yes. Oh, Joe Pesci in the dirt pit with the. Oh, wow. Okay. Let's go to Christopher. You're in Chicago. Hi, Chris. Hello, Christopher.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm asking a musical question. Was the trade with Spain canceled on the plane?
That was funny. That was good.
That was funny.
You worked hard
it was
on that.
Short. It was
Yes,
fantastic.
it was punchy.
I seriously, it not only is everything a grift and corruption with this, then he has to lie about it, right? Steve said, let me get this right. Trump had to have the Qatar jet retrofitted to be the new Air Force One because the old Air Force One wasn't safe. But now he feels like his life is in danger due to his war in Iran. He's going back to the, quote, unsafe Air Force One. The American taxpayers want their money back. And now they're talking about God knows how much more money it would be. And then he's going to keep it as a trinket when he leaves.
Yep. So we're going to pay for it, and we're not going to maintain control.
And everybody said this isn't safe. You don't take an Air Force One built by another country. They probably found, who knows, listening devices. I mean, even allies spy on each other.
Yes, they do.
Or just the fact that it doesn't have what Air Force One needs to be safe. And to
all that super secret spy
and
stuff.
as I said, Chris, certainly everyone prays for the safety of
Stop it.
that.
Stop.
Yes,
Stop.
we pray for the
Stop.
safety of
Stop. Stop.
that.
Stop. Because we know
All the time. I pray all the time. I
You're-
went to
you're gonna get in
I went to
trouble.
the baptismal font at the Great American Fair to get baptized so
you
that I
did?
could continue to pray for the safety. Okay. This one, I said, just in, the IMF says we should expect a sharp downturn in the world economy, all thanks to Trump starting a war with Iran. Oh, also, he was back to that he's ended 8 wars? Because last week it was 100.
And one of the wars was people chopped off the heads of 15 million people.
Yes, 15 million beheadings. There was
Oh,
that
what-
war that we stopped.
That's a lie.
Okay, stop normalizing this. Carl Frisch next. Mike Johnson saying, he's a God warrior, saying that he's running a protection racket.
If we were to lose the midterms, heaven forbid, these Democrats, y'all, impeachment's not even the big concern. They will turn every committee of Congress into an investigative body, and they'll go after the president's family, the cabinet, his donors and friends. Half of you in this room will be targeted. I run the protection program. I'll take care of you, okay?
He said it.
Yes, he said it. Oh, Mike Johnson, he's so close to just admitting it and finally being a real live boy.
Order. Order in the House. Yes, Mr. President, the gavel is ready. Bang it. Make them listen. Yes, sir. Banging now. That's my puppet. Good job.
You know, it's like Trump's whole thing now is it's like his speechwriter dusted off a 1954 John Birch Society pamphlet and spilled ketchup on it and gave it to Trump to read. And now he's saying communists are coming for your churches, your religion, your neighborhoods, your civilization. And pardon me for a second while I put my face in Xi Jinping's lap.
You're a great leader. I say it to everybody. You're a great leader. Sometimes people don't like me saying it, but I say it anyway because it's true. I only say the truth.
Oh, come on!
Dear Ma and Pa MAGA, your adjudicated rapist's DOJ is refusing to comply with court orders related to the release of multiple files alleging he raped children. So you can take the performative pearls you're currently clutching and shove them straight up your selectively outraged ass. Spare me the sanctimony. Spare me the Victorian fainting couch routine every time a Democrat is accused of something, while you people have spent the last decade treating moral bankruptcy like a campaign platform. Kevin McCarthy has the audacity to say that one thing I know about Republicans is when we had a very bad candidate, we didn't vote for that person, we walked away. Really, Kevin? This is the same Kevin McCarthy who privately said he believed Donald Trump was on Putin's payroll, spent years serving as Trump's personal ball washer anyway, tried to convince fellow Republicans to invoke the 25th Amendment after January 6th, and then, just a few weeks later, flew his pathetic ass down to Mar-a-Lago to kiss the ring. The only thing Kevin McCarthy ever walked away from was his own goddamn spine. And then fake Ranger Tom Cotton says, the latest allegations against Graham Plattner are very serious, but let's not kid ourselves about what's going on here. The Democrats were willing to look past his other serious misconduct because they agreed with his left-wing views. Dude, you have got to be kidding me with this shit. 2 impeachments and insurrection, found liable for business fraud, defamation, and sexual abuse. 34 felony convictions. Fake Ranger, look in the fucking mirror. This isn't principled outrage, it's partisan cosplay. It's selective morality wrapped in a flag and dipped in bullshit. You don't give a fuck about character, you don't give a fuck about decency, you don't give a fuck about sexual assault. You care about whose jersey the accused is wearing. When it's a Democrat, you clutch your pearl so hard you'd think you were auditioning for a community theater production of The Scarlet Letter. When it's Donald Trump, suddenly you're philosophers, lawyers, amateur jurists. Well, technically, what about you have to understand? No. Swalwell and Plattner were credibly accused of being rapists, and Democrats handed them their walking papers. Donald Trump is an adjudicated rapist, and Republicans handed him the White House. Sexual assault is only a problem for Republicans when it isn't their team that's doing it. So do us all a fucking favor, won't you, MAGA? Take your hypocritical morality police cosplay, your sanctimonious spasm of righteousness, your selectively outraged bullshit, and fuck all the way off.
I think if you look at any of the videos from 2015 or 2016 and look at how he responded to questions and how he was at press conferences, and then you fast forward and look at him now, I really think that there's something genuinely wrong with him.
Thank you, Governor Pritzker. People need to say it every day. We need to stop normalizing what we are watching. People are saying, like, international press, do you see what we're dealing with now? We are being held hostage by an obvious dementia patient, and it is terrifying. All right, this guy can help us.
Carl.
Carl Frisch, let's talk to our fans. Or not.
It's all on your shoulders, Carl.
It's all for you,
CarlFrisch.com.
It's all for you.
Thankfully, they're very broad, manly shoulders.
Yes,
they are.
Indeed,
yes.
they are.
That
Alpha
said,
male.
I have the same medical training as Dr. Donald Trump, so
yes,
how much help I can be.
Carl, so let's talk Maine politics. Somebody posted the funny thing about Democrats quickly dumping a Senate candidate because of rape is that it happened the same day the rapist that Republicans voted for 3 times as president was forced to pay $5 million to the woman he raped. I mean, again, this is what drives me crazy when people say, oh, Congress. No, Congress, Republicans. Republicans have enabled this every step of the way.
Well, what's been nuts to me has been watching CNN and MSNBC and Fox having all of these human pretzels on to talk on behalf of Republicans as they twist themselves in knots and then are reminded about all of the people on the right side of the aisle that they defended over the years, including their president.
Yeah.
So, it's quite telling.
Where's my, one of my favorites, New York Times pitch bot. Do we have, where's my, New York Times pitch bot is hilarious because it's like, and you forget all the names on the Republican side that have all been accused. It's just extraordinary. But let's talk. I was saying if Graham Plattner ran as a Republican, they'd be rallying behind him. I mean,
Donald Trump basically did.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Here he is yesterday.
Hey everyone, it's Graham Plattner here. I think as many of you know, over the past couple days, I have faced some very serious allegations, and I just want to make it clear, this is all false. I learned about this through press inquiries, with no time to truly respond, no time for investigations before a corporate media system and the political establishment got to act as judge, jury, and executioner.
Okay. To me, that seems right out of the Donald Trump Republican playbook, right? Is blame everybody else and fake news. Listen, I get that he was probably blackout drunk, Carl, but obviously that's not an excuse legally. He can, maybe he believes it's not true because he doesn't remember it, right? But that doesn't mean it didn't happen.
Yeah, and you read the reporting and know that there's contemporary, evidence of the time.
Right.
And it paints a different picture.
And by the way, that's the difference between a Republican operative that came forward and this woman. Don't you think? Because the other thing is the allegations she made weren't this. They were, again, when I was on vacation, Carl, I guess a lot of this dropped, and it was sexting with women that weren't his wife, and stuff that, and he said we worked it out. It didn't seem like, it didn't rise to this level. So,
Right.
But yeah, here, I found it. New York Times pitch bot. The Graham Plattner fiasco proves that the Democrat Party is far too tolerant of sexual predators. By Matt Gaetz, Roy Moore, Pete Hegseth, Jim Jordan, Dennis Hassert, Blake Farenthold, Trent Franks, Herman Cain, Corey Mills, Clarence Thomas, Brett Kavanaugh, and Donald Trump. I mean, thank you, right?
Yeah.
So,
well, and the tweets I saw yesterday were that Susan Collins had her next pick for Supreme Court.
So. Thank you. Yeah. I was going to say she'd vote for him if he wrote for the. All right, let's listen to the second half here real quick.
What we have accomplished here, you made possible. The people of Maine, the volunteers, the voters, the grassroots donors, and I have all the faith in the world that we could win if we could continue to harness that. But the brutal political reality is that they are going to take everything away from us. How this process is going to work, I'm not trying to dictate to anyone who it should be or how we get there, but I will say this. It needs to be open, transparent, and democratic.
Okay, so Carl, what is the next? In your opinion, the next step forward? Because that part is true. That I think.
Yeah.
I get people. I think Mike Nellis said it yesterday, right? About the feeling that Kamala. I mean, again, it was every situation is different, but that Kamala was appointed and we didn't have a primary, and blah blah blah.
Well,
so
what they don't have time for is a regular primary where people will show up at their own polling places, etc. So. My hope is that they'll make it as robust as possible for participation. My understanding is that they could do it as a small committee of people picking, but that they're opting for the counties across Maine to select delegates to go to a state convention where, upwards of 1,000 people might have a hand in picking people via convention. So at least there's that potential. And everything I've read, there's a lot of really great people stepping up with interest in helping Democrats win the Senate back.
As you know, I live in Shondaland, so the loss of Dr. McDreamy as a candidate for me is, I'm still dealing with that. And McSteamy is dead.
Well,
he's dead, so we cannot have nice things.
I watched a lot of ER. I would not say that somebody not being in an episode means that they're not going to be back in a surprise ending.
Well, that's true. You're right. You're right there.
Oh boy.
maybe the candidate that's chosen will get some rare form of tuberculosis that's only found in monkeys that live in Fiji.
Although Dr.
But-
McDreamy did not come back. Oh, I'm sorry. Spoiler alert.
Didn't he die in a fiery car accident?
Yeah. Some people
That we know of.
watched it late, Grey's Anatomy. I just finished watching the last season. Carl. Also, I mean, Heather Cox Richardson, who I love, but, we were saying, boy, we are in a climate now that makes it awfully difficult for
They both emphatically
good people
said no. Yeah.
that want to get into this mess, and I blame
That's right.
Donald Trump for a lot of that. I mean, and this Graham Plattner thing, he spends a lot of the video angrily insisting that the accusations are not remotely true. He said, he had no time to truly respond for the allegations. The corporate media system, the political establishment got to act as judge, jury, and executioner. It's just the Donald Trump playbook, right? Blame someone else. Make yourself the victim.
I mean, look, the deadline, I believe, was Monday or
Right.
about a month from now, from when they'd have to pick somebody. So I'm grateful that Maine Democrats will have an opportunity to pick somebody that can win that seat back. And, the polling indicates that even through all of this, a generic Democrat is beating Susan Collins.
Yeah, I saw that, Carl. I mean, we keep using the template in California that Becerra was at 3% when the Swalwell story broke. Again, Chris pointed out, like, we're much more crystal blue in Maine is not.
Right.
And Susan Collins is a Republican incumbent,
Yeah.
Well, Maine's interesting, right? Maine's like blue in I believe, the west and purplish in the east.
Right.
They have a track record of electing some weird Republicans and people like Susan Collins and very progressive people as well. So, the polling is not in Susan Collins' favor this time around, even against a generic Democrat. So, when you actually poll Democratic voters, what you find is that more than anything, they're passionate about winning right now. So,
yeah.
I have zero doubt that Democrats will come together behind whomever is chosen.
Yeah, boy, I hope so. And by the way, Tim Miller, former Republican strategist, made the same point. Our friend Mike Nellis did, I think, yesterday on CNN. He said 2 Republican women, a Trump spokeswoman and the daughter of Senator Bernie Moreno, have accused Representative Max Miller of domestic violence. Has any Republican politician or Twitter pundit called for him to drop out of the race? Please reply so I can see all the receipts. I mean, it's long past time to point out the double standard, right? I mean, threw in a pot of boiling water on his ex-wife.
Right. But they don't care, especially in the House. We saw that the only interest they had in removing Republicans is if there was a Democrat to remove with them. So, it's not surprising. But look, this is the bar that Trump has lowered for Republicans. Anything that they do that might be right could be applied to Donald Trump, so they can't have that.
Yeah. Well, so Daniel Dale, whose full-time job is fact-checking Donald Trump, just posted, Greenland isn't surrounded by Chinese and Russian ships. There hasn't been $19.2 trillion invested in the U.S. under Trump. Trump hasn't settled 8 years. Biden's military aid to Ukraine wasn't worth hundreds of billions of dollars. The 2020 election wasn't rigged. This is just from the thing where he then also fell asleep on camera with the president of Turkey.
Yeah.
Well, at this point, it'd be more surprising that he's awake on camera.
Yes. But I mean, can we just review? So Molly posts, so far this morning, Trump has declared the ceasefire over, threatened to commit war crimes against Iran, suspended trade with Spain, accused the Islamic Republic of Japan of launching 111 missiles, referred to Zelensky as President Putin, said he is #1 on TikTok, claimed prices are down on everything, suggested the U.S. should have carpet bombed Khomeini's funeral, mentioned taking over Karg Island, removed Syria from state sponsors of terrorism list, praised China, Russia, and Turkey while disparaging NATO, tanked the markets. That was.
I will say.
That's one day.
All of the bad things you mentioned, of course, you leave out the good thing. That is, he wants to conquer the other side of the flat Earth.
Right. Right.
And that's exciting.
It's just, we can laugh at the lying, Carl, but when he was asked yesterday, he told reporters Iran very badly wants to make a deal. They have very little left, but they want to make a deal so badly. They called a little while ago. They want to make a deal so badly. I don't know if they're worthy of making a deal. Everyone knows he's lying.
Right.
Right? I mean, and meanwhile, we're in a hot war again with them. The United States traded a new round of attacks overnight with Iran. We said we hit about 90 targets. Tehran retaliated with attacks on Qatar, Bahrain, and Kuwait. Iranian state media denounced the strikes as gross war crimes, saying they targeted civilian infrastructure, including 2 railway bridges. And here we are, just with this lying, demented, I don't even know what else to call him. You go.
Look, this is what we're going to be treated to, as long as he's president. And look, he's going to continue to claim things that just are not happening and have never happened because he's not capable of knowing what's going on.
It's not right. It's not just lying anymore, Carl. That's exactly it. Well, you just hit it on the head. It's dementia. It's lying, his usual lying.
He is filling in gaps with assumptions, and that's frightening because look, when he says they're already calling, and then they reach out and say nobody's made any phone calls.
Right.
You don't want to be in a position where you can't trust that the president, not only that they're telling the truth, but that they're capable of telling the truth.
He's got to go. Oh, the other the Qatar Air Force One's on tour, but it's going on it. Like the plane is freaking Bob Hope. Like, oh, it's on a USO tour, and nobody believes anything he says, and that's our taxpayer money. He takes a bribe from Qatar. We pay for it. Now we're going to have to pay how much more? It's not an Air Force One, as everyone said in the first place, right?
Right. I mean, it lacks the missile defense systems that. Look, it tells you everything you need to know that he's not on that plane.
Thank you.
Exactly.
And then this one, the Pentagon is running out of cash. The Defense Department was funded with a budget of nearly $1 trillion, but it's running out of cash, according to 3 sources. They asked Congress for an infusion of $67 billion in supplemental funding to ease the shortfall until the new budget in October. Congress is wary of approving the funds, even as the cost of the war with Iran swells. That means there's little money to purchase new munitions or repair bases in the Middle East that have been severely damaged by Iranian retaliatory attacks. The military is parking jets and turning off exercises because of money shortages. I mean, it's almost like there's a drunk in charge, a drunken rapist. It's weird. This debacle with Iran, how does it end?
It ends when we get a new president. I don't know that.
Yeah.
Look, one of 2 things is going to happen. We're either going to get a deal that is worse than what President Obama negotiated,
right?
And that we didn't have to have in the first place because this war was unnecessary, or it's going to continue. Those are the 2 options.
Yeah. Okay.
We're effed.
We are. This latest thing. There's more and more people. I'm glad, like I was saying, people are speaking out about his obvious mental and physical decline. I mean, I don't know if you saw, what was it, the president of Turkey? Like he literally looked like a dementia patient on the tarmac. Like, we were
holding
going,
his hand and leading him somewhere.
Yeah, and we're other
you gotta
countries.
Be careful with that. I don't want to see any more bruises on those hands. You got to be careful how tightly they hold.
Yeah,
them.
exactly.
But other countries are like saying, why are you letting this continue? This obvious. I mean, the people standing behind him when he's like you say, like it's half delusion, half lying. You don't even know if he knows which is which anymore. And
the difficulty is that it's not just that they look at that. It's that our adversaries, and not even necessarily military adversaries, but economic adversaries, etc., can use that to their advantage when negotiating with other countries.
Yeah,
they can talk about their own stability.
Yeah, no, of course. All right, well, best of luck to you, Carl. MooksForCarl.com. That's
right.
the only way to save America.
Well, and if you want, the only way to see me is at Sexy Liberal this October.
Yes, you are going to be there.
October 24th, SexyLiberal.com with, what do you call it, Mark Hamill, Glenn Kirshner, superstars to be named later.
At
oh,
the
my God,
Saban
one show only. Get those tickets now. We love you, Carl Frisch.
Thank you, Carl.
All right, talk to you soon.
All right, 49 minutes after the hour. Yeah, you know what's weird about that, Malcolm? So he said Trump can negotiate Iran out of having a nuclear weapon, but he doubts it. But you know who did that? The black guy did that, didn't he? Negotiate?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the black guy did it, as I recall. But so that's why it didn't count?
No, it never counts. You know,
We're looking.
You know what they said about it. What is Trump most offended by of the joint JCPOA? The black guy's signature.
Because the black guy did it. All right, no, that's not.
No, that is not when the black guy did it. That
Sam
is
is
the
still.
opposite.
Sam is still learning the box.
That's okay.
Sam is still learning my box, where many men have feared to go before.
It's easy to learn.
Can I ask a serious question, just because I'm a dummy
go
on
ahead,
international
since we are in a serious
affairs?
period.
So he doubts that he said Trump thinks he can negotiate Iran out of having a nuclear weapon. I have my doubts. I mean, in fact, the black guy did do it.
When the black guy did it. That's my jam.
Why? Can I ask why didn't Netanyahu want like that deal? It was working. I mean, it's obviously preferable to this debacle we're in now. And I get that. I get that he dog walked Trump into it, but now it's a disaster for everybody. Why was he against the Obama deal?
Well, don't forget that he went to Obama before Obama started negotiating when he first became president, and told him straight up, "We are going to attack Iran. You have to come and attack Iran with us, because they're on the verge of getting a nuclear weapon. And if you don't, remember, there was an article just recently that said Netanyahu threatened to use a nuclear weapon."
Yeah.
And Obama said, "Go ahead, do it." He called his bluff, and then now,
I was going to say Hillary Clinton said this. She said, "You know how often Netanyahu did that?" And we said, "Okay, good luck." This is Trump's the only one that was stupid enough to go, "Okay." Like, I just, all right.
Well, all the stars aligned for the idiocy that, and Netanyahu and the election. And to be quite honest, I mean, he really exploited the October 7th massacres to, in the United States in terms of support against the Democratic Party, against Kamala Harris, and then AIPAC and everybody else throwing their lot in there. And Trump jumped on that bandwagon. And for all the right-wing extremists, they all wanted to hit Iran anyway. So this is a no-brainer that all of this was going to happen. But he didn't predict that Donald Trump would just hand them $300 billion.
Yeah. Can we talk for a minute? I mean, I know it is always a humiliation on the world stage whenever he is overseas, but oh my God, after the whole sleepy Joe Biden, he is literally asleep on camera again next to the leader from Turkey. I don't know if we did this one. What was this, Chris? Last hour? This was just last hour. He, in one gaffe during a press conference, he appeared to confuse Iran with Japan, telling reporters the Islamic Republic of Japan had fired more than 100 missiles at a U.S. aircraft carrier.
Good God.
He appeared to confuse Zelensky with Putin, and then spoke in circles trying to cover the gaffe in a bonkers moment at the NATO summit. He's sitting next to Zelensky, and you could tell this is what he always does when he tries to make it seem like he meant to do that. So he said, taking questions, he was flanked by Zelensky. He gestured toward the Ukrainian president and said, "You have a question for President Putin, please." After some snickering among the journalists, Trump oddly tried to defend the mistake by acting like he hadn't made one at all. He said, "Do you have a question for President Putin? Not Zelensky, Putin. What would you like to ask him? Because I'm going to ask him. Because I'm going to ask him that question." He said, "No. Give us a question, not for Zelensky. Give us a question for Putin, because I'm speaking to him today." So you see, he meant to do that. And he said, "Give me a good hard question." Oh my God. And then he said, "I talked to President Putin a lot. He wants to end the war." A lot of people don't believe that. Why is that, Malcolm? Why don't a lot of people believe that Putin wants to end the war?
I don't know. Maybe it's ballistic missiles raining down all over Ukrainian cities that have killed over 50 people in the last 2 days. Look, dementia is a hell of a drug. It is clearly a component of Donald Trump's mental thought processes to, one, confuse everything. Two, he was an idiot to begin with.
Yeah.
Okay? Just start right there. So that doesn't mean that him being briefed on things that he's going to remember these things. Yeah. Another thing about his little narcolepsy issue, which is what the next thing they'll say is, Donald Trump has been diagnosed with narcolepsy. He's not actually falling asleep. He's going through oxygen deprivation.
56 minutes after the hour, Dr. Doom, in just a couple of
Diarrhea
minutes.
talk with Dr. Doom.
Diarrhea talk with Dr. Doom today for the new, what is it, Cyclospora?
That's neat.
Sakes. Seth, our homo of health. Hello, Seth.
Health?
That's what he says he is today.
Okay.
Anyone with an opposable thumb can call a radio show can be whatever they say they are.
Okay,
Hello,
then.
Seth. Good morning.
Hello, homos and handsome Sam.
Oh,
So let me say first.
Can I
wish
say,
Bella would
Sam
have
has been
so
sexually
much.
harassed much faster than Bella was.
Yeah, this is true.
Nobody is holding back at all.
Oh, God.
I miss Bella Lee so much. I can't wait to hug her at Sexy Liberal. But I do have to say, whenever Sam smiles or laughs, nothing in the world bothers me anymore.
Oh,
it all just
You're making such
away.
high
So
bars.
Okay.
Well, you know what? I feel like I now understand Michael from Blue Sky and Chris, your Queen Bee, in a way I never understood them before. I
All right.
feel like I'm in their club.
Stop being such a
I'm
giant
so
homo and get to your point.
I'm not so sure Queen Bee is still with us.
Oh, dear.
I know. That's what I was thinking, too.
Yeah.
But in
She was
spirit,
too old to
I could
realize
hear
Chris
her
was
say-
gay.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Seth.
I know. I could hear her say, "Hi, Chris."
Ah, sexy Chris.
And then Chris would get all blushy.
All right.
But anyway, the point is we are going to win Maine, and that is the main point. That is the bottom line, and we are there, and we are taking back the Senate. I know that as sure as you three are the most brilliant people on the planet.
Thank you.
And that's what I have to
That
say.
was a lot of, you know what, that could have been a Trump cabinet meeting. That was really something. Okay, thank you. Many people making the point. James on Threads, if Plattner were Republican, he would triple down and not drop out. He would demonize and attack the women with the help of Fox News. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, he already got an assist from Trump, who,
did.
with his usual women are all lying whores, right? 58 minutes after the hour, Dr. Doom next.
It's the Stephanie Miller Show.
Been bragging about his ceasefire with Iran every day for the past 3 weeks. Well, today he said it's already over. Can you say something is over when it never really got started? That's like me saying my relationship is over with Michael B. Jordan. And by the way, if Michael B. Jordan spent one night with me, he'd never ceased to fire.
Tiffany Haddish is magic. She's a little bit of magic. Yep. All right, speaking of which, wow, hello, good morning.
If I'm going to get bad news, I want it from him because he's very handsome. Dr. Irwin Redletter joins us now. MSNBC medical expert. Dr. Irwin Redletter.
Here he became Dr. Doom.
Dr. Irwin Redletter is the founding director of the National Center for Disaster Preparedness and senior research scholar.
A lot of credits.
That's a lot. How do you even fit that into a jingle?
We did.
I have no idea. You guys are magicians, really.
I know.
Seriously.
I know.
Yeah.
Good morning, sir. Hey, I saved
morning.
this for you. An explosive diarrhea outbreak seems appropriate for 2026. I thought we'd just start with that. Diarrhea talk with Dr. Doom. So, can you explain what cyclospora is? This is our latest nightmare. Go ahead.
Does your vast audience have any idea that I'm fully unprepared to get such a question to start our segment.
I
But go ahead.
understand. I understand. So, all right, we are. Where am I? Cyclospora. Am I saying that correctly? Can you explain what?
Microflora, yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, I'm not sure that's his area of expertise.
Repeat the question.
Yeah.
Repeat the.
Well, this is the latest. It's a foodborne, right? I'm trying to. What this is? A parasitic outbreak is spreading across the country and making people sick. The parasite is Cyclospora, spread through contaminated produce. No source has been identified. No recall has been issued. The FDA is 20% understaffed. DOJ fired thousands of employees, including food scientists at the agency's testing lab. They also dropped Cyclospora from its surveillance program on July 1st, 2025. Here we are, right? I mean, here we are again.
Well, cyclospora, this is it's actually quite a serious contamination. Right. It causes the same kind of general symptoms as E. coli contamination of produce, and that's why you have public health.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Public health policies driven by science, and this is the point. Crazy policies have consequences. Like elections. So when you get somebody like Bobby Kennedy teamed up with Elon Musk and Donald Trump to create havoc in our public health surveillance capacity and response capacity, we have this. We have a disaster. And believe me, there are far worse things that could happen too. And we're holding our breaths and just hoping that we're not going to get more and more and more of these outbreaks, and that we're not able to track. It's just horrendous.
Somebody said it's too bad that our head of the CDC thinks cyclospora is something you do on a stationary bike in a sauna while wearing jeans. But this one I say for you, Christopher said, vaccines are so effective they created an entire generation of people who think the diseases they prevented weren't a big deal. I mean, that's the level of stupid we're at. You haven't heard of it because we eradicated it with vaccine, right?
Yeah, well, this has been the point all along, and this disbelief in the proven effectiveness of vaccines has been a problem for the country. And it's a problem now really much exacerbated by Bobby Kennedy Jr. And his bunch of cynical know-nothings who he's brought in to advise him around public health policy. So this guy, RFK Jr., we've talked about this before, was a professional conspiratorial anti-vaxxer for years and years. And then Trump hands him the keys to the palace, basically, and he's running public health in the United States, and we're getting exactly what you might expect.
Well, and we have not just the incompetence and the, disrespect of science, but just the vindictiveness. I don't know if, because I know one of your other, hats you wear is the head of disaster. You've done a ton of work in disaster management. Trump denies disaster aid for 4 Democratic-led states. Trump on Friday rejected $227 million in aid requests from New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts, and Rhode Island for help recovering from a major snowstorm in February. I mean,
yeah, well, it's just flat out illegal. You cannot do that. Money's been appropriated by Congress. He's got to spend it. This kind of stupid threats on an issue that's entirely unrelated to the disaster expenses is stupidly outrageous, and it also won't hold. So I'm not really that worried about it. Just a reflection of the stupidity and vindictiveness of a completely out of whack administration. So we'll see what happens. I'm not worried about that.
I am interested in your take as a real doctor about the fact that we will not have fictional Dr. McDreamy as the new senator from Maine. Patrick Dempsey has decided is not going to run. Can I just say, we were saying that, Trump has made the political climate so horrible that, you can understand a lot of people not wanting to get into politics now, but because I thought it was so. I don't know if you know this, but so he said he wants to keep focusing on his work to help cancer patients. He is from Maine, obviously, but I thought, as Dr. McDreamy would, that's what he would do. Yeah. But he said the Dempsey Center has shown me what's possible when people put aside differences and focus on helping one another. I've watched volunteers, healthcare professionals, small businesses, major corporations, donors, and neighbors come together for one purpose: caring for people during some of the hardest moments of their lives. No one asks who you voted for before offering support. That's the America I know. That's what I want to see in the leader we send to the Senate. Ironically, people, you're like, oh, that would be good. Someone like that would be good in the Senate, but you can understand. But I thought just it's interesting the work he actually does, in helping actual patients, right?
We're in such a weird place right now with failing to understand reality, failing to appreciate what science has brought us and the progress we've made through it. And we're left with this hodgepodge of nonsense about healthcare that's mixed in with real things about healthcare. And for the public, it is extremely difficult to tell the difference between the BS and the real. And here's where we are. And the fact of the matter is, there will be no compassionate healthcare in the United States when people are locked out of the system because they just can't afford healthcare. It's costing us 3-4 times as much as any other nation on earth per capita to provide health care for those who are fortunate enough to get it. But millions cannot even afford the health insurance they need. So we got big problems. And we do need senators who will appreciate the fact that we need some major, extraordinary changes in our healthcare system. We need basically something resembling a single-payer system, which has been an incredible part of life in places like Scandinavia.
Yeah.
So a lot of work to do, but we need the right people in Congress and the White House.
Doc, we've been playing sound bites from, Governor Pritzker, from Tom Nichols from the War College. I keep saying I'm glad that more and more people are speaking out about Trump's very obvious mental and physical decline. This latest, summit, it just was more horrifying than the last ones, right? In terms of his, and we were saying, I don't even know anymore if he knows when he's lying or he's just in a delusion or he's mistaking Putin for Zelensky and, the Islamic Republic of Japan is firing at us. And every time we watch, we think like, what is someone going to do something?
No one's going to do anything. But I did watch the entire press conference at the very end of that NATO conference in Turkey, and it was just amazing to me. Yes, there was confusing Japan with Iran. Yes, there was calling Zelensky, while he was sitting next to Trump, calls him Putin a couple of times, and many, many other gaffes, and plus complete incoherence about our policy around Iran and what we're going to do next. And, I thought that, the coverage after that was really weird. Yeah. It reported in a straight way as if the guy was normal.
That's what I mean.
I think there's a lot of media coverage. They said he made a couple of gaffes. A couple of gaffes?
Thank you. Like this is what I saved this one for you. Will says Trump clearly does not have the mental or physical stamina to perform the duties of his office. He demonstrates this daily. It's really weird how the entire press corps is ignoring it. It's kind of disgraceful, to be honest.
Yes, it is. And it's not just ignoring it, it's recasting it as a president, an actual president who's actually speaking about important subjects. And the slip, he called TikTok, tic-tac. First of all, he lied about the fact that he was number one.
He lies about everything. Iran just called me. They want to deal very badly. Oh, yeah, my Air Force One's on a tour. That's why I couldn't. He lies.
He confused this massive social media outlet of TikTok with a breath mint. And we're talking about some serious degeneration of mental capacity, And this is like, I keep saying this, that's not a gaffe. That's a gaffe would be like if I called you, I said, "Oh, hello, Anne Hathaway," or "Hello, Walter Cronkite."
That happens all the time out here in Hollywood.
It does. I can imagine that. So that's a gaffe. But what Trump is doing is mental instability.
Yeah. Well, Oz says, because you travel so much internationally, does the international press see what we're dealing with now? We are being held hostage by a dementia patient. He can't answer a simple question at NATO. It's wild to see how far we've fallen. I mean, boy, Zelensky got in the best joke. Trump's like, "Would you go to Moscow?" And Zelensky's like, "No, there's too many, Ukrainian missiles falling there." I mean, and now he's like reduced to almost sucking up to Zelensky because Zelensky's clearly winning. Ukraine is winning. Now he's like, it's kind of genius what he's doing. When he's told Zelensky a million times, you lost, you're losing, you got to make concessions, and here we are, right?
Yeah, well, one thing I want to just mention, the next big event, of course, is going to be the midterms. And we're not going to do anything about the presidency until 2 years from now, and that's something we'll deal with later. In the meantime, the Congress has to function like a Congress, like an equal branch of government to the executive branch. And I think one of the things I wrote about yesterday was, I think it's time for the country to demand that every single person running for Congress holds regular town hall meetings.
Yes.
Which the Republicans have basically stopped doing.
One of the
Who can
things,
blame them?
I hate to say it, but that resonated, that Graham Plattner said before all this, is that the last time Susan Collins held a town hall, he was 8, I think, or in 8th grade it was. I mean,
Yeah.
no. So, I mean, the point is Susan Collins is awful, and we have to unite like we did out here in California, despite this Graham Plattner thing, and win the Senate. Because one last one I say for you, just because it's, goes to medical and everything. But Andrew said, we are past the point of political disagreement. We are witnessing a catastrophic collision between unchecked narcissism, obvious neurological decay. It is the most dangerous intersection in American history. A man with the absolute power of the presidency and the absolute cognitive failure of a person no longer tethered to reality. I mean, you can see the faces of his cabinet behind him when he's talking at NATO, right? And they know the same thing we do.
If you focused on Rubio's face during that press conference, it was very uncomfortable. The guy was clearly trying to keep a straight face. And listen, I don't know what's going to happen, but here's the problem. At the end of the day, we have a president with the power to kill people.
Yeah.
Directly and indirectly, which any president, any ruler has. And we've given it that power, that authority, to a man who's completely incompetent and dangerously so. And this is what we're going to have to try to control, and why the midterms are so damn important.
All right. We know you're busy. You have a 20-minute call scheduled with Mitch McConnell, so we will let you go.
No, wait. Mitch, could you speak to Steph?
All right. Don't do a skit. Don't. I made a very dignified doctor do a skit with me in very poor taste. I love you, Dr. Doom.
Thanks, Doc.
Goodbye. We'll see you next week. I know, Chris. I know what you're saying. Like, you think, oh, no, we're done with the Mitch McConnell jokes. And then I just, Ken said, I just spoke to Mitch McConnell. He said my call is very important to him, and he's experiencing unusually high call volume. And then he played an instrumental version of Sympathy for the Devil for 20 minutes. Okay, one more. Hang on, because you think you're done. It's like potato chips. Steve, I just had a walk along the beach with Mitch McConnell, but when I look back, I only saw one set of footprints, and I asked him why, and he said that was when you carried me, and then he took away my health insurance. Okay.
That one was funny.
One last one. Hang on. Patton Oswalt, I saw Mitch McConnell and Billy Joe McAllister up on the Choctaw Bridge last night. Come on, if you're a certain age, that's funny. Okay. All right, I'm done. See, now I'm done.
The footprints one was funny.
That was funny?
That was funny.
Okay.
Yes.
20 minutes.
None of the other ones were.
Yes, they were. 20 minutes after the hour.
Sam agrees with me.
Sam agrees with me. You could see how we just smiled. Look at more dimples at me than you. 20 minutes after the hour, this sports. It's all over social media, Bob. Someone said the president falling asleep while meeting with another head of state should really be the end of the whole thing. What are we doing? This is every day he falls asleep on camera. And now he's overseas. And people are like, what the... It's unbelievable. Go ahead.
Did you see Grampy yesterday getting off of Air Force One and zigzagging all around, bumping into Zelensky, and then starting to wander off in a random direction, and then Zelensky has to grab him by the arm? I'm sorry, not Zelensky, Erdogan. Erdogan had to. It was Erdogan who greeted him at the airplane. Yeah, I was thinking about Zelensky because Donald this morning was confusing Zelensky and Putin, referring to Zelensky as Putin multiple times. So Erdogan had to guide the old man down the runway by the arm.
The tarmac stuff, you just hear Benny Hill music. You're just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Unbelievable.
Such a disaster. So we were talking about party labels. That was Debbie Dingell. You said if any Democrats knew about this pre-primary and said nothing, they should never work in party politics again. Where was the Oppo research? And you said Maine Democrats need to hustle now and come out swinging with someone who won't trip over their own feet, a replacement candidate to meet the moment. The Senate and a long line of MAGA judicial nominees, including one or more potential SCOTUS justices, are among the many stakes. We keep talking about California. Becerra was at 3% when the Swalwell thing happened. And, I think he's ahead by 25, 30 points now. He's going to pulverize Steve Hilton. So, let's have a happy ending in Maine, right?
Right. Hopefully they can pull it together. Yeah, by the 27th. I mean, obviously, Monday is the deadline for Plattner to drop out. In fact, I'm surprised he didn't drop out yesterday. I was anticipating that it was going to happen about 3 seconds after I finished recording my podcast.
He thinks
what usually occurs.
As is the rule.
He thinks he has a say in who gets chosen to replace him, and I don't think
No,
he
he doesn't get a say in anything.
No.
I mean, he may have just screwed us out of a Senate majority because of this.
But
and then the Senate majority with it, Trump's judicial nominees and maybe two, possibly three Supreme Court justices. I think we need to bear down and remember that it's not only Alito, not only Clarence Thomas, who are both getting up there, but Sonia Sotomayor is not in the best health.
Right. Yeah.
So
And
she
Bob,
could end up, something could happen to her, and that would be a complete disaster.
Yeah, and you're right. The main responsibility lies with him. I don't know who knew what when, but he knew. He knew what was out there.
And I kind of also look at the chair of the Maine Democrats, Charles Dingman, who, by the way, is my least favorite superhero. The Dingman movie was terrible. Very slow moving, and
always
the CG was just really cartoonish.
Always loses to Batman.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, the party should have done the opposition research and been on top of this. And I know that there was obviously shovel fighting between the establishment Democrats and Plattner and obviously the DSA faction. But this is something that was, to me, this is something that we need to draw the line on. And if there's a candidate who is this damaged, get them out of the way, because I think a lot of us, like you, I was thinking the same thing as you were saying earlier today, which is that I only started paying attention to this when it seemed like, well, Plattner's inevitable.
Right.
And so we kind of got to back this guy, because what other choice do we have? So here we are.
Yeah.
But this is one of those things that should have been solved months and months ago.
Well, and Holly's made the point, though, we've all been making. Dems dumped Swalwell and Plattner. Republicans have nominated Ken Paxton. I mean, they can all shut their blowholes.
Yes. That's the other thing. We're in this position where we're all at once condemning Graham Plattner and also understanding the immense double standard here. I mean, John Fetterman is completely without shame at this point. He was on with Laura Ingraham the other night talking about, I can't believe all these people endorsed Graham Plattner. I mean, they need to come out and apologize. John Fetterman's cozied up to someone who's been credibly accused 28 times of sexual assault. I'm talking about Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And he's in the Donald Trump camp all at the same time wagging his finger at Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren and some of the people who endorsed Graham Plattner early on. And just utterly shameless.
Yeah. So, by the way, the soccer thing, you said, how long till we find out the U.S. red card outcome was about dancing around a prediction market bet? There's always some other layer of corruption that we don't know about under the original layer, right?
Oh, yes. But I do love the fact that the Belgium team was doing the double H
there it
dance. Yeah, oh my God, we are so tracking on this, Stephanie, because you have the visual aid ready to go.
You complete
of the
me.
Dancing.
They did
the fists.
They did the double handy J dance mocking Donald Trump. It is the Stephanie Miller Show. All right, I will pause my Mitch McConnell jokes for the moment.
Thank you.
Because there is a serious side. Robert said, any member of the press or government official who knowingly lied about speaking to Mitch McConnell should be fired. Thank you. I know we're so used to lying, because of Trump, but that's really pretty despicable.
Yeah.
Charlotte said, if Mitch McConnell is having elaborate 20-minute conversations with Scott Jennings, John Thune, and John Barrasso, then he can certainly have a 20-minute detailed conversation with Andy Beshear, too, right?
Yep.
So, obviously, Governor Beshear is asking, which his constituents deserve.
Proof of life.
Yes. Right. Josh said, if Andy Beshear does not receive proof that Mitch McConnell is alive and capable of serving his constituents in the Senate, then he should just call a special election based on the credible reporting that McConnell is brain dead. And if they want to dispute that conclusion, they can prove to the public that he's not. What did we say, Chris? We got to start playing like Mitch McConnell.
That's right.
would play with this.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's, again, and this is what they do. The Republicans in the Kentucky stripped Governor Beshear of the power to appoint someone. So this is why they're trying to beat the deadline for a special election.
And what is it with Elaine Chao leaving town 2 days after he's hospitalized?
Thank you. The whole thing's weird. That's what I said. The whole thing
his wife
is weird.
just like skips the country as soon as he gets
and you're
ill.
like, does he have a DNR? Is she like? That's just it's insane. The whole thing's insane, and they've given up the fact that we've gotten no information from his office it's just. How disrespectful do Republicans have to be? This Thom Keane, who's gone for 4 months with no explanation to his, there is a different bar for if a Democrat had. Do you remember when Lloyd Austin had surgery and they lost their effing minds? Because but he had obviously a chain of command in control. What was it? It was a minor surgery, but it was like anyway.
Yeah.
Mary in Virginia Beach. Hi, Mary. Hello, Mary.
Mary.
Oh, Mary's talking to someone else. Seth in L.A. Hello, Seth. Hi, Seth.
Yeah, hey, everyone. First of all, I had a staring contest with Mitch McConnell yesterday.
Did you?
He didn't blink once in
Didn't
20
he?
minutes.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Yeah.
That takes some doing.
Someone said
And then I got on,
for the last year he froze up like
Then I got on my bus
Windows
and went home.
95.
Yeah.
but I called about something serious that's not going to be popular, but I want to say it because I think it's important we look at ourselves as a progressive movement to avoid making mistakes as we move forward. And I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty of it, and I'm not here to cast blame, but Graham Plattner was a very obvious liar about many things very early on in the campaign. And by the time that Republican operative came out and accused him, we knew from his own online admissions that he was a violent person, that he was attracted to violence, that he was an alcoholic who gets tattoos he doesn't understand.
Yeah, I hear you, honey. Hard break. Dana Goldberg coming up. Well, most customers aren't waiting around for a callback, right? Maybe they're trying to book an appointment. Maybe they're looking for a quote. Maybe they just need help now. Whatever it is, if nobody answers, they're calling the next business on the list. That's why today's episode is brought to you by Quo, spelled Q-U-O, the business phone system built so you never, ever miss a call. Quo is the #1 rated business phone system on G2, trusted by over 90,000 businesses who rely on it to stay reachable and look professional every single day. Set it up in minutes on any device. Keep your existing number and add teammates as you grow. No hassle, right? No IT. Q's built-in AI agent handles after-hours calls, answers questions, and even books appointments so you never miss a lead even when your team is offline. Money is on the line. That's important. Always say hello with Quo. Once again, that's Q-U-O. Try Quo for free, plus get 20% off your first 6 months when you go to quo.com/Stephanie. That's QUO.com/Stephanie.
Sexy Liberal. This year, one show only in Southern California.
Hollywood, the city of magic.
Saturday, October 24th in L.A. One night, one chance. Let's get it right. The Sexy Liberal Show returns to the Savant Theater. One night only, October 24th. Starring Stephanie Miller.
Give it up for yourselves, LA Sexy Liberals. God bless you.
John Fugelsang.
Cable news, it should be called the stuff they air between Viagra and Cialis ads.
Comedy duo Frangela.
You're the kind of good white folk who adopt black babies. Yes. And not because they're cheaper.
And outrageous Hal Sparks.
Believe me, I have a lot of liberal friends who love this country enough to vote almost every other election.
Special VIP meet and grope tickets for palling around with the stars after the show at the Saban in Beverly Hills.
All right, Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up.
Only one Sexy Liberal show in 2026. Saturday, October 24th at the Saban Theater in Beverly Hills. Tickets on sale now at sexyliberal.com.
Think about everything your family would need if something happened to you. Your will, your insurance policies, your passwords, your deed, your passport. Where is all of that right now? Icebox solves that. It's a fireproof, water-resistant, lockable box that comes with 12 color-coded folders, a USB drive for your digital files, and a step-by-step guide created by estate experts and lawyers. Everything in one place, organized and ready when your family needs it most. Go to incaseofemergencies.com/PVN to get yours today. And when you use that link, you're supporting Political Voices Network and helping keep independent progressive media on the air. So go to incaseofemergencies.com/PVN, protect your family, and back up PVN at the same time.
Every now and then I get a little bit lonely and you're never coming around. Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit terrified and then I see the look in your eyes. Every now and then I fall apart and I need
Stephanie Miller.
Trump endorsed Roy Moore, a pedophile, for Senate. He endorsed him. And so for them to try to lecture us, when of course, Graham Plattner, those accusations have legs. Yeah. My empathy goes with the bravery of that woman for speaking out. And he has to drop out of the race. And we need to get somebody in here to beat Susan Collins, who is yet another domestic terrorist. She has terrorized women. The accusations against Graham Plattner are not disqualifying for Susan Collins. The exact same accusations were there against Kavanaugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point, Jennifer Welch. Yeah, she would, Susan Collins, ironically, would vote for Graham Plattner if he were up for Supreme Court.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay, Dana Goldberg will join us in just a bit. Are you enjoying all the pictures of the soccer players doing the Handy J dance, mocking us, and Donald Trump and his YMCA dance? It's fantastic to be to have this dementia patient on tour that the entire world is laughing at us. Okay. By the way, the Trump said again the other day. By the way, my wife hates when I do this. The double hand.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand if I can say hand and I can also say job. You're just saying I can't say them together?
Can't say them together.
All right.
Handy J is great.
Okay, fine. Okay. She said, she's a very classy person, right? She said it's so unpresidential. Yes, I've often said, Chris, of all the first ladies whose vaginas we've seen, she is definitely the classiest.
She is second only to Dolly Madison's vagina.
Yes, exactly. Of all the first lady cooches we've seen, hers is super classy.
Eleanor Roosevelt's vagina.
Yeah,
it's a work of art.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Georgia O'Keeffe. That was where she got the original inspiration. She was her muse. Cooch was her muse. Yes, right. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Dean Abudallah, our friend.
I can't believe we just talked about Eleanor Roosevelt's vagina.
Well, you brought it up.
Well,
I thought you were going to go hot dog in a hallway. You were going to make a, inappropriate joke, but you didn't. But you didn't. You went a complimentary, which.
I don't think Eleanor Roosevelt's vagina saw a lot of action.
No. Okay. Lightly used.
Very.
Dean Abudallah says Donald Trump took credit for ending an ongoing conflict that he claimed had seen the beheadings of 15 million people. Even Mitch McConnell in a coma makes more sense than Trump, according to Dean. Yeah, it's just one of 15 crazy things he said just yesterday. Okay, Charlie says we've already spent $400 million to retrofit the jet that Qatar gave con man Don, but today he swapped out his new Qatari gifted Air Force One for his flight from the NATO summit over concerns that the gifted aircraft lacks the secure communication systems and military defenses needed. Estimates are we the people will need to spend at least $500 million more to secure it, and then apparently he gets to keep it. We pick up the bill again. He is President T-Rex, right, with his little hands when the bill comes for anything. Just little, I don't know where my wallet is. My little hands are, I can't reach the wallet. Sorry, on you again. Okay, my hands just got dangerously close to my nipples, and I'm just,
I saw that.
I know, I'm... Okay, Lacey said, best summary I've seen, we are in the 5th month of a 4-week war. We won in 2 days over a weapons program that was obliterated last year. Yes, that is where we are. Okay, Kathy in New Mexico. Hello, Kath.
Hello.
Hi.
You were just talking about Plattner. I thought it was important to get out there. There was something I read on the Daily Cause. It says, layers and layers of irony. Plattner's accuser co-founded Ladies for Kavanaugh. And she is really extreme in her viewpoints. And after what they did to Al Franken, I just think it's important to get that out there. She,
well, that's that's why.
Is that the Republican accuser?
That's why back then it seemed suspicious because she was obviously a Collins supporter. Who was,
and that's why people didn't take it as seriously as they took this.
But also, it was
one.
not a rape allegation. That was, again. So, By the way, Jen makes a good point, though. Why does sexual assault survivors wait so long to come forward? Seems suspicious to me. We have a rapist as a Supreme Court judge, a rapist in charge of our military, a rapist as the president of the United States, who is in the Epstein files, all the way off with your victim-blaming bull. So that part, because there wasn't a police report or whatever, I don't necessarily go, she didn't. It's because of that, because of what happened. Look at Donald Trump. Basically called her a liar, and he's a Republican, and he's basically defending Graham Plattner. I mean, it's an upside down world, Chris.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Right, Sam? That's right. All right. I'm sorry, you're tender-aged. Have to deal with this. Chip in Kansas. Hello, Chip.
Good morning. Hey, I just want to say, when they finally do bury Mitch McConnell, they're going to bury him 62 feet down. Because deep down, he's really good.
Okay. That was a little morbid joke. Deep down.
I got
trying to
it.
Explain it to you. Okay. All right. Well. All right.
Just wasn't that good. Sorry.
Boy, you're super judgy today.
I'm a tough crowd today.
Listen. Rigor Tortoise was fun. He's
He's
a shell of his former self. Was good.
Was a little less funny.
All right. Alan in Maine.
Hello, Stephanie.
Hi.
Chris.
Hi.
I called a few weeks ago. Stephanie, you were off.
I'm always a little off.
Well, you were on vacation.
Oh, that.
And yes, we were on vacation. And I was expressing my support for Graham Plattner at the time.
Oh.
And, of course, at this point, we need to just get over this and focus on how we beat Susan Collins.
Yep, absolutely. We did it here in California. It's not the end of the world. It's unfortunately it happens. But I got to say, for Democrats, it's the anomaly. For Republicans, I remember that list I just read. That list I just read. I'd forgotten about half of these Republican guys accused.
It's because we're better than them. You
yes,
know?
And also J.D. Vance can shut up always until the end of ever.
My request to you is that you send people to Washington who are of good character and recognize that you are their boss. Not the fraudsters, not the illegal aliens, and not the bosses of the 21st century Democratic Party.
Okay. Yeah, Sam is getting to know the shut up canon. I'm just like, any of the shut ups in there will be fine. Okay. Really? 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 He is vice president to a guy he called America's Hitler and cultural heroine. We need to send people of good character to D.C. Okay. All right.
Shut up.
Hey.
Shut the hell up.
All right. Okay. Oh, that's fine. No, you can keep going. Okay. Do you want more from J.D. Vance? I certainly do. Yeah.
If Democrats want us to stop talking about election fraud, I make them a simple deal. pass the Save America Act and get voter ID, and we'll stop talking about election fraud.
Shut up. Shut the hell up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
Oh, all right. Sam has discovered the shut up cannon now.
Yeah.
All right.
It's everything that's labeled "shut up" in there.
So there's a lot of them because there's a lot of Republicans that need to shut them up. So yeah,
better than Breaking Bad.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Okay.
Play another one. Play another one.
Sure. Go ahead. Why not? Let's take it out.
Shut up.
You shut up.
Shut up.
You shut up.
Okay.
Play another one.
Oh wow.
Shut the up. No, shut all the way the up until you reach the top of Shut Mountain, where there are no more ups to shut.
There you go. We know that's from Grace and Frankie. That's not the one we don't know.
Right.
Okay. So many people calling bull. Kate says, is anyone else not buying the excuse that Trump switched planes because the new Air Force One is going to a base to show the troops?
Oh, not buying that at all. Not a single person is buying that.
Everything he says is such an obvious lie.
Even Fox News isn't buying that.
Yeah, Fox News is having a hard time, by the way. I heard in general spinning all of this.
Yeah.
Iran and Oh, did you see this, by the way? The cascading fountain in Meridian Hill Park is seen with brown water following ongoing restoration work by the Trump administration in Washington, D.C. Did you see that?
Poop water?
Everything Trump touches turns to
poop?
Literally. Yeah, no, it's brown. It's brown. It's a little too on the nose, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
Poop emoji, poop emoji, poop emoji. It's my favorite. Okay.
You really use that?
Oh, all the time.
Do you?
All the time.
You're such a boomer.
Yes, here it is. Fox, speaking of your point, Fox News. In a stunning moment, Fox News just admitted that Donald Trump's handling of the Iran war is once again harming the American people's pocketbooks. Even Fox can't cover for Trump anymore. And our friend Mike Nellis.
He gets it done.
He does, on a daily basis.
Yes, he does.
Said Republicans have spent a lot of time trying to make voters wonder if Tallarico is Texas enough to represent them. But is there anything less Texas than Ken Paxton gallivanting throughout Europe with his mistress after bragging that his favorite vacation spot is California? Yep. If that were a Democrat, and first of all, he's not from Texas. James Tallarico is. First generation Texan.
How many generations? Like five generations?
Yes, yes. Steve in Vermont. Hi, Steve.
Hi, guys. I have two quick things. Dementia Donnie yesterday started mentioning the Obama money to the group of people that know the truth, and Marco Rubio looked like he was going to try to hide in the couch.
Yep.
And I heard a rumor.
But J.D. Vance got there first.
Donnie's going to start. Yeah, it's true. I heard that Donnie's going to start a Village People cover band called Dementia Donnie and the Deplorables.
Okay.
I don't know if that's true.
Okay.
I've just heard that.
All right. See, everybody gets a T-ball trophy. That was a nice try.
You are really generous with those T-ball
I liked
trophies.
my joke better. That Marco Rubio looked like he wanted to hide in the couch, but J.D. Vance got there first. J.D., pull up your pants and get out of the couch. I want to sit down.
The couch thing.
How many times has someone said that? J.D., stop it.
It would be funny if the couch thing were true, but it's not.
Oh, yes, it is true.
It is not true.
You know it's true.
It's not true.
You know it's true. Okay. By the by, Steve Ratner posted the emoluments clause is supposed to prevent the president from receiving foreign bribes. That hasn't stopped Trump's family from receiving $13 billion in, quote, investments from foreign governments, especially in the Middle East. Remember when we said, Chris, the $2 billion? Someone was saying that's not even scratching the surface of what he and his family have grifted in just this whatever time they've been back in office. That's on top of the $2 billion they've made. Investments. It's going right into their pockets. Okay. I've got a lot of things to get to. Let me just read. The ex-Olympian has pled not guilty in the reflecting pool case. We are in the most ridiculous timeline.
And apparently 3 more people have been indicted this year.
Oh, for God's sakes. All right, 46
I guess
minutes.
one of the people had something in her purse. Had a piece of the liner in her purse.
You know, can I just say, Barb McQuaid made this point, our legal lady, on social media. I think we don't even need a lawyer to tell us these are ridiculous charges. They have no evidence anyone vandalized the pool or with a box cutter or whatever.
They don't.
And so she's saying you cannot damage something that is already damaged.
Right.
It's okay. 46 minutes after the hour. This sending us over to CNN and Fox. And where else are you doing tonight?
News Nation?
Yeah.
I did News Nation last night.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
If they played this on CNN tonight, I would just walk off stage. I'd let Scott Jennings win. I'd be like, forget it.
I've got connections on CNN. I go on CNN. I'm doing it.
Mike
Put
Nella.
my connections up against your connections, Stephanie.
Yeah,
No more.
exactly.
By the way, speaking of them, you said America 250 has been such a spectacular failure for Trump. When we elected Democratic president in 2028, we should just redo the whole damn thing and agree to forget this gas leak presidency for a while. I like it.
Yeah.
Let's just redo.
Yeah.
Everything.
Just do it again. Just do it again, and we all just agree that we're not going to talk about what happened. And when we teach it to our kids, we just show them the images of something cool that we did later.
Yeah.
That's just it.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's like one time I was on vacation in London, and I took my wife to see Taylor Swift because she happened to be playing at Wembley.
Yeah.
And we were in a big tunnel, and it was just filled with Taylor Swift fans. And I turned to my wife and I said, "I'm going to tell our son this was the Women's March." I think we do that.
They don't know, kids. Yeah. Well, we were saying he ruins everything. The World Cup is the latest. It was like the Knicks, or like he just ruins the vibe of everything. He made our team into cheaters, like he's a cheater. And then of course they lose because they were saying that really he gave all the motivation to Belgium. And it's just like, you're like, oh my God, he literally makes everything about himself and ruins it.
Yeah. Well, listen, he's so desperate for cultural relevancy that he would have if he was a good president. Like, if he did literally anything that would help improve your life, people would go, oh, I like that guy because he helped me in X, Y, and Z way. That's why people like Obama. They can remember things that Obama did for them that made them feel better or made them financially better off. He just doesn't understand that. So, like, he sees the Knicks doing really well, and he's like, I'm going to go make Game 3 of the Knicks about me, or Game 4, whichever one it was.
Yeah.
And it was really embarrassing. Like, it was a distraction to the team. I think the same thing with this World Cup stuff. I mean, the red card was horrendous, but I don't think that any world leader should be stepping in on that. Although I will say FIFA is one of the most corrupt organizations on the planet, so it makes sense that Trump and FIFA get along really well.
Yeah, it makes sense. All right, we have to talk about Oyster Guy. I'm sure
that's probably what you're going on.
That's your show. I don't think we have to talk about it.
No, I'm sure that's what you're going on CNN about it.
I'm sure that it is too.
Yeah. So Mike, we've been talking about it all morning. Obviously, what's your take?
Yeah. Like, Graham Plattner's a scumbag. Let's just start there. Let's be really crystal clear about what the allegation is, because in this Politico article, this woman, who I believe to be credible, details a scenario where Graham Plattner asked to come over. She said no. He broke into the house. He went upstairs. He sexually assaulted her, fell asleep drunk, and then left the next day with no memory of the incident. Like, it's just not okay. And I don't want anybody who abuses women in positions of power in the Democratic Party or the Republican Party, so get him out of there. And this guy has been a walking red flag for a long time. His economic message, fantastic.
Yeah.
He's tapped into something very real in the party. I think the consultants did a good job building a brand for him that resonated with people, but they did not do a good job of vetting him. Yep. He's got to go. And at this point, I don't know who they pick, Troy Jackson or Sheena Bellows or somebody like that, but like, we still have time to make this right, because beating Susan Collins has to be the mission.
Thank you.
But we can't replace Susan Collins with a violent abuser like that. We just can't. That's not.
Well, I was saying, I was always a Governor Mills fan because I love how she stood up to Trump to his face, but that's not what the voters in Maine chose, and clearly there's an anti-establishment thing happening in the party, which is what. And we were saying, Maine's always been kind of independent, so the Graham Plattner thing kind of made sense. I don't live there, but you're right about the whole thing. I think.
Well, a couple of things. Like, one, it can't be Mills. Like the voters in Maine rejected Mills as the Democratic Senate candidate. They can't just plop her in there.
No. But what do they do now? That's what I'm just asking the mechanics, because we have till Monday. But then can they have another primary?
Plattner has until Monday to drop out,
right?
And then the party has until I think the 27th.
Yeah,
to nominate someone else.
The party will have until towards the end of the month to make the decision, and I think what the rumor is that they're going to do like a mini convention, and let delegates decide and give an opportunity for candidates to run, which I think in hindsight is what we probably should have done when Biden dropped out. It would have at least appeared more Democratic than handing it to Kamala. There was, not that I think anybody else would have won other than Kamala, but it just, I think giving some kind of process to it makes it feel more democratic, because look, it's not great for democracy and for the Democratic Party that 2 times, basically, because I believe Plattner will drop out here, that 2 times we've had to replace an important federal nominee. Like, it's just, that is bad for the party. We got to do a better job here across. It's embarrassing.
33 minutes after the hour. As we mentioned, the former Olympian pled not guilty.
Yeah.
Good God. Oh, look, the judge did not require him to be supervised by the court. Oh, thanks. Oh, because
He's
that's
such a menace.
Yeah, he's such a menace that he picked up a paint chip that was floating in the reflecting pool. Here's what Barb McQuaid said. Those reflecting pool, quote-unquote, vandals have a great defense. No causation. You can't destroy that which is already destroyed. Thank you. Yeah. They keep saying there's video surveillance, Chris, 24/7. Yeah. They've produced no video of any quote-unquote vandal with a box cutter cutting a blah, blah, blah. And by the way, I don't think that's what any of these people are charged with. They just put their hand in the pool or went, oh, look, it's a piece of floating.
Yeah.
God. Okay. Yeah. But Secretary, what's his name? Was Sean Duffy?
Oh, him.
Yeah. This is, by the way, we have a dog and a bike in this fight. Bike lanes? He's getting rid of bike lanes.
That were already
You're
paid
a bike
for.
commuter.
Yes.
I am a cyclist.
We need more bike lanes, not fewer bike lanes.
How are bike lanes DEI? Oh, my God. He said,
they're woke, Stephanie.
He said, remember when Biden and Buttigieg used your money for DEI bike lanes? That's over. And someone said, imagine explaining to future generations that one political party convinced millions of people that bike lanes are a civil rights conspiracy. So he's cut all the funding. If anything, Chris, we need more, not less. We've, loved ones close to us that have died in bike accidents. I mean, it's insane how far ahead other countries are than we are. Yep. And like you were saying, you're a bike commuter. You have a lot of people, if you want to encourage people doing that for the climate, to exercise, to get to work. I mean, it's just...
It's also cheaper.
Right.
Riding a bike instead of driving a car is a lot cheaper.
Yeah. Well, especially with Trump in charge in Iran and gas prices.
Yes, and insurance prices.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
you can't get a new car below $25,000 anymore.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah. Thom in Gardena. Hello, Thom.
Well, good morning, Stephanie and all there. How you doing?
Good. Go ahead.
I know you're doing well. I've been hearing it. Listen, I have just a little FYI for Chris, who isn't always wrong, but he was this time.
Okay.
Regarding Eleanor Roosevelt.
Oh,
and
her vagina.
Her vagina, Eleanor Roosevelt's
specifically.
vagina.
That. They had 6 kids, Chris. So, I mean, scientifically, there had to have been some action.
That doesn't mean it wasn't still beautiful and couldn't have been the inspiration for Georgia O'Keeffe.
I mean, if you squeeze out 6 kids, then you might be in hot dog down a hallway territory.
All right, just let's leave her. Let's leave it. Let's leave Eleanor Roosevelt's cooch alone.
Why?
Can we please?
She's dead.
A little dignity.
Well,
I just talked to her for 20 minutes about her vagina.
Is it, in fact, a hot dog down a
yes,
hallway?
and I told her Mitch McConnell had nothing but good things to say about it. Okay.
It's like stirring soup with a wooden spoon.
Aaron Ropar points out Trump looks like he could barely get up the stairs while boarding Air Force One. I don't know. Anyone else going to point out the obvious? Okay. Corey says Trump said a lot of embarrassingly bonkers stuff at the NATO summit, but nothing as demented as when he claimed world leaders tell him, "Sir, we love you." I missed the sir stories. Assuming all with tears in their eyes.
Sir!
Tears in their eyes, all of them. And as we keep pointing out about the bribe jet, Keith said he was in such a rush to finish the Qatari royal jet that he didn't wait for them to install all the security measures, and now we can't fly it because of security concerns, and then he lied about it. Typical Trump: corruption, incompetence, arrogance, and dishonesty. Hey, lather, rinse, and repeat on every single story. A lot of people talking about this online. He said the fact that Trump switched planes in Turkey and the Qatari gifted plane is now going to run, quote, tours for non-security cleared personnel tells you everything you need to know. They just found out it's compromised. If this were actually the top secret high-tech command center they thought it was, you couldn't get within a mile of it. That's the worst thing we've normalized, that I think almost everybody, even on both sides, just knows he's lying about everything all the time, and we're just like, oh well, right?
Yep.
Shrug emoji. I never use that one. I hate the shrug emoji.
Why?
I would rather use the turd one for, bull. Okay. They actually said this on Fox News today. Fox News blames too much education for young voters choosing Democrats. That's where we are in the idiocracy,
we're
for those of you
educated.
keeping track. Okay. Dana Goldberg next.
Dear Ma and Pa MAGA, your adjudicated rapist's DOJ is refusing to comply with court orders related to the release of multiple files alleging he raped children. So you can take the performative pearls you're currently clutching and shove them straight up your selectively outraged ass. Spare me the sanctimony. Spare me the Victorian fainting couch routine every time a Democrat is accused of something, while you people have spent the last decade treating moral bankruptcy like a campaign platform. Kevin McCarthy has the audacity to say that one thing I know about Republicans is when we had a very bad candidate, we didn't vote for that person, we walked away. Really, Kevin? This is the same Kevin McCarthy who privately said he believed Donald Trump was on Putin's payroll, spent years serving as Trump's personal ball washer anyway, tried to convince fellow Republicans to invoke the 25th Amendment after January 6th, and then, just a few weeks later, flew his pathetic ass down to Mar-a-Lago to kiss the ring. The only thing Kevin McCarthy ever walked away from was his own goddamn spine. And then fake Ranger Tom Cotton says, the latest allegations against Graham Plattner are very serious, but let's not kid ourselves about what's going on here. The Democrats were willing to look past his other serious misconduct because they agreed with his left-wing views. Dude, you have got to be kidding me with this shit. 2 impeachments, an insurrection, found liable for business fraud, defamation, and sexual abuse. 34 felony convictions. Fake Ranger, look in the fucking mirror. This isn't principled outrage, it's partisan cosplay. It's selective morality wrapped in a flag and dipped in bullshit. You don't give a fuck about character, you don't give a fuck about decency, you don't give a fuck about sexual assault. You care about whose jersey the accused is wearing. When it's a Democrat, you clutch your pearl so hard you'd think you were auditioning for a community theater production of The Scarlet Letter. When it's Donald Trump, suddenly you're philosophers, lawyers, amateur jurists. Well, technically, what about you have to understand? No. Swalwell and Plattner were credibly accused of being rapists, and Democrats handed them their walking papers. Donald Trump is an adjudicated rapist, and Republicans handed him the White House. Sexual assault is only a problem for Republicans when it isn't their team that's doing it. So do us all a fucking favor, won't you, MAGA? Take your hypocritical morality police cosplay, your sanctimonious spasm of righteousness, your selectively outraged bullshit, and fuck all the way off.
Well, this episode of the Stephanie Miller Show brought to you by Native Path grass-fed collagen for better bones, joints, skin, hair, and nails. I don't normally talk about the supplements I take on the show, but this one I just had to share. I've been using Native Path collagen for about a year now, something my friend said stopped me in my tracks, that most people over 50 have already lost a third of their collagen and they don't even know it. By 60, most people have lost half their collagen. It's nearly impossible to get it back through diet alone because it lives in the parts of the animal we don't eat, the bones, the cartilage, the tendons. Thousands of customers report less joint pain, stronger nails, younger looking skin, better sleep, and improved bone density scans. Try it risk-free, 365-day money-back guarantee. Head on over to nativepath.com/Stephanie. One more time, that is getnativepath.com/Stephanie.
Sexy Liberal. This year, one show only in Southern California.
Hollywood, the city of magic.
Saturday, October 24th in L.A. One night, one chance. Let's get it right. The Sexy Liberal Show returns to the Saban Theater. One night only, October 24th. Starring Stephanie Miller.
Give it up for yourselves, LA Sexy Liberals. God bless you.
John Fugelsang.
Cable news, it should be called the stuff they air between Viagra and Cialis ads.
Comedy duo Frangela.
You're the kind of good white folks who adopt black babies. Yes. And not because they're cheaper.
And outrageous Hal Sparks.
Believe me, I have a lot of liberal friends who love this country enough to vote almost every other election.
Special VIP meet and greet tickets for palling around with the stars after the show at the Saban in Beverly Hills.
All right, Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up.
Only one Sexy Liberal show in 2026. Saturday, October 24th at the Saban Theater in Beverly Hills. Tickets on sale now at sexyliberal.com. It's the Stephanie Miller Show.
Issues that matter right now, and apparently I'm one of them. I got a shout out from the White House today. For real, y'all, for real. They issued an official statement about this joke I made last night. People are blaming Donald Trump for the loss after he got FIFA to help Team USA. It seems like everything Trump touches dies. Which I guess is why his tiny hands are all up. Or maybe that's from grabbing Nikki's barbs by the. So anyway, some little snitch at USA Today asked the White House to comment on that joke, and a spokesman named Davis Ingalls said, "Who the hell is Tiffany Haddish? Who am I? Huh? I'm the bitch you walk past to get to your coach seat, mother." Who am I?
She's a little bit of magic,
I
just like
love
this
her.
lady.
Yes.
Just like
Raised by a wild pack of Jews, here's Dana Goldberg. Goldberg's here. Gold. Voted one of the top 5 funniest lesbians in America. Goldberg's here. Come stick with you, baby, for 1,000 years. Nothing gets better when Dana's here. Dana's here.
I don't know what that is. I'm just excited. Hi, good morning.
Good morning, Mama. Good morning, everybody.
Hello.
Boy, where do we start today? Oh, how about this one? I always save these for you.
Right-wing hypocrites.
I gotta have one every day. It's not just Thursdays
What
when
happened?
Dana's here. LGBTQ Nation says, remember when a GOP lawmaker who said trans people harm kids pled guilty to child porn charges? That's the latest guy. That's today's guy.
Every single time. Every single time. If you're making laws that take away rights from any of the LGBTQ community, I should be able to see your chat history. Every single time, your search history.
Unbelievable. So where should we start? Can I just say I love this one because we're having the conversation about Maine and what happens next and all that. But Bobby says we're in a dangerous place. Getting Trump out is the only remedy, and it's a big one. Congress, quote unquote, is not the problem. It's Republicans in Congress that's the problem. Every time someone says Congress, they're giving Republicans cover for their continued corruption and incompetence while dragging Democrats in its wake. We would keep saying we got it together here in California after Swalwell. So I honestly, and I feel like, hopeful about Maine still that
they really do seem to be doing a good job right now, in my opinion. I mean, they were waiting. The guy drops out at the 12th hour. I mean, it's one of those things. At least he did it before the deadline. It'll be interesting to see what happens now, but I do think that they're doing it the right way.
Right. It's almost like we should, I don't know, elect more women. I know it's crazy. That's crazy. It's just a thought.
I mean, there's so many exceptions to that rule these days, too.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know that I go with that hard and fast rule stuff.
I mean, I've got a couple of examples like Lauren Boebert and Martha Green and Marsha Blackburn, and I just could,
Oh, that latest racist Marsha Blackburn ad. Did you see that?
Oh, jeez.
It's one of my favorite jokes about Marsha because she always jokes about having gay and lesbian friends. And I'm like, if you had gay and lesbian friends, your hair would not look like that. And then I said, and I don't know why she does her hair so tall. It must be harder to fit the white hood over it.
Yes, it is hard to get a hood over that. Okay. Well, speaking of Democratic Party fights, I just thought this was interesting. Nick said, I'm no big Rahm Emanuel fan, but his blistering speech in Tel Aviv today was correct. And given Hillary's endorsement, speaking of voting for women, it certainly is the position of the Democratic establishment going forward. Israel cannot continue on its current path. We just can't. So I thought that was that, and this new poll. Mayor Mamdani is far more popular among Jewish Americans than Netanyahu. Netanyahu has a negative 27-point net approval rating among Jewish Americans. Mamdani scored a positive 5-point net approval. Netanyahu viewed unfavorably by almost 60% of Jewish respondents.
I really wish people would realize that it's not Israel, the land of Israel is not the problem. It's the government. It's Netanyahu. He's been corrupt for a very long time, and he and Trump are creating more anti-Semitism around this world than anything. And that's very frustrating for me because obviously, as a Jewish person, I would like us to have a state that is safe. I don't think that is at the cost of other people as a whole. But so it is really frustrating for me that it's the same thing as people going, oh, Americans are the problem. Look at all the Americans, instead of saying it is the government right now that is the problem.
Well, there have been some pro-peace prime ministers and presidents of Israel. Shimon Peres. Menachem Begin. You know, there have been.
Yeah, but I mean, when the majority of Jewish Americans feel the same way about Netanyahu that we do, again, you know, we keep having this debate. It is not anti-Semitic, to you know, not like Netanyahu or criticize.
It's one of the foundations of our country and our First Amendment rights is to question the authority of our country, to question the power, to be able to speak out against, and we should have a right to do that against either our government or any other government.
Speaking of, the U.S. Army has been forced to take a number of its sites offline after their web domains were hijacked and used to insult Donald Trump. To your point about Donald Trump is not America. Most of us, the majority of us, hate him as much as everyone around the world does. But the messaging, it was hacked with messaging like the U.S. president is a pedophile and a thief, you know, Trump and Thom, who's the ambassador to Turkey. I mean, I hate to say it, but you know, this is, and you look at like the soccer teams like mocking us openly, but they're mocking Trump. And I hope
that's what I
hope
said
that,
on the beam.
Yeah, I hope, Dana, that they're differentiating that. It seems like they are, you know.
It's so hard because I think the soccer players are differentiating that, but if you look at the chatter online, it's this is what the United States deserves if they cheat. The United States, as far as I know, none of the players called Trump and asked him to do this. He did this on his own. He's the one that tainted this. He's the one that everything he touches dies. But I do think there are people out there that like the United States, if you're going to cheat, you deserve to lose. And I'm like, that is not what happened here. So, however, the United States had a moment, and I know it's not a sports show, but the United States did have a moment where they could have benched the player and made an even playing field if they really thought that this was unjust and they didn't want it tainted by Trump's involvement. But at that point, you're in the World Cup, and I think at that point you got to make the best decision for your team as well. What are you going to do?
But because he's a cheater, he turned all of us into cheaters in the world's eyes, and it's just and you know, by the way, Iran in those Lego videos, they seem to differentiate, you know, and understand our politics better than a lot of people. We were saying, so the Iran war has cost so far $103 billion. There's more reporting this morning that they're out of money. We've given them $1 trillion, and I mean, you know, to repair all our bases, and we are obviously in a hot war now. Again, there's obviously
there's also a news article that they're turning over refugee names to the Iranian government. I'm like, didn't this war start in the first place because you were supposed to be liberating these people, and now you're turning them in? What is going on?
I mean, and they just lie nonstop too about everything, about the costs, about what's. I mean, you know, Trump's like Iran just called. It's, you know, Mitch McConnell patched them through, and they run a deal very badly. I mean,
they talked to Mitch McConnell for 20 minutes.
Yeah, I told Chris I thought I was done with the jokes, but then I found more that were.
Yeah, you don't need to be.
Really
I just think it's funny that the president of the United States, and I said this on Instagram, the president of the United States was like, I don't know how he's doing. I haven't spoken to him. Yeah. The guy that kept him from being removed, the guy that ruined the Supreme Court, the guy that has ruined this country and has saved your butt time and time again, you haven't spoken to him, but Jesse Waters talked to him for 20 minutes? Get out of here.
Yeah, Scott Jennings, right? Not Jesse
Scott
Waters.
Jennings, sorry. Yeah. I'm surprised Jesse Waters is
I'm really surprised,
Listen, I love all the jokes, you know, but particularly that he was on Choctaw Ridge with Billy Joe McAllister. But my point is, we were saying there should be real consequences for, you know, for lying about something like that. Like, is CNN going to fire Scott Jennings? These senators that said they talked to him, if it's proven that he's been brain dead, what do we do? Just, oh well.
I know. Did you see the kid from The Sixth Sense, Osmond? What is his name?
Yes.
Haley Joel Osment.
Yes, I see Mitch
Haley
McConnell.
Joel was like, I talked to Mitch McConnell for 20 minutes yesterday.
Yes, Whoopi Goldberg from Ghost. Yes, it's all fantastic.
They're all so good. I mean, that's when the internet really brings us some joy in this absolute dumpster fire of a timeline.
Give me some Kyle Kalinske. This is why I'm glad there's people like you and the Beans, and we've been playing Governor Pritzker, who is Tom Nichols. Just the other is just looking at this show overseas again and going, oh my God, we are all being held hostage by a dementia patient. But here's Kyle.
He's proven over and over he's unfit for this office. How many illegal wars did he have to wage? How many little kids did he have to murder? Right? How much self-dealing did he have to do? How much looting of the treasury did he have to do? How many basic wars did he have to up and fall all over himself for you guys to go, you know what? Okay, we're done here. Apparently, he gets all the leeway in the world, infinity leeway for the fat pedophile, rapist, con man, terrorist known as Donald J. Trump.
I just, it's like we got to speak more plainly. We keep saying, oh, how is this normalized? Because it just is. The press, everybody just acts like this is normal, how he behaved over there, right? Or every day.
We've talked, we could go until we are blue in the face talking about the double standard between him and how they talked about Joe Biden. We're not going to lose anything except our breath at that point. I mean, they've failed us. The mainstream media has failed us when it comes to covering this man's mental capacities.
Did you see the pictures side by side on July 4th of Joe Biden and his wife on the beach, smiling, looking great, and Trump out on his bike, and literally Trump asleep again? I mean, he fell asleep on camera. The president of Turkey, and that's a daily occurrence.
Yeah.
All right, Senator Chris Coons on the Iran debacle. Here we go. Senator Chris Coons yesterday.
I don't think we're significantly safer today with regards to their nuclear program. And the other goal that President Trump initially announced for this war with Iran, remember he said to the thousands of protesters rising up against the Iranian government, help is on the way. There's been no talk about any efforts at regime change under this MOU.
He was even asked about that. He's like, oh, they're horrible, they're vicious, they're blah. Like, and 2 weeks ago, he's just like, oh, they're very smart, we have a very good relationship. Like, it just, then someone you're in the middle of war with. Oh, is that what you call a really good relationship, right?
Yeah, because he wants to be like them too. Very smart, very powerful people. These people are afraid of him. And then we're gonna. I just go back to what I said. That was just echoed by that person of this was not why this started. He was supposed to be liberating the people of Iran from a horrifying regime, and all they did was kill the leader and give it to a son or another nephew, something like that.
Yeah, someone much younger and more right wing and more extreme. Yeah. By the way, we were saying Fox News is having a hard time even covering. One Fox host said the deal was a joke from the beginning, the ceasefire. I mean, there really was never a ceasefire. I mean, stop reporting what Trump says. He said, I think it's pretty much time now for the president to go back to kinetic activity. Oh, so they're fine with more bombing.
Right.
He tried the peace way. They rejected that. Oh, my God. I mean, this is just an endless cycle of what's happening with Iran.
I'm sure at any moment we're going to hear about a pilot that went down in Iran that we saved, but somehow no one ever talks about the pilot again.
Yeah.
And we had to bomb them because they took down one of our planes.
Right.
At any moment, I'm ready for another false flag.
Yeah.
I mean, truthfully.
Yeah, no, something that Malcolm Nance just called yesterday happened, as it usually does when Nostradamus says it. It's so predictable at this point.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of predictable, I thought E. Jean Carroll got paid yesterday finally because, but Trump has filed yet another last-ditch attempt to not pay her. Is this overnight?
Overnight.
Because, the money's in, the judge.
It's in escrow.
Right. The judge ordered it released. So in a late night filing, they urged a judge not to disperse the nearly $6 million to E. Jean Carroll to satisfy the verdict. Trump's lawyer said the money cannot be released to Carroll under an agreement unless and until the Supreme Court rejects the president's new long-shot bid for reconsideration of his petition. That the High Court take the appeal. The Supreme Court very rarely grants such requests after having denied an initial petition to take on an appeal as it did. As it already has, but here we are again, right?
I'm sure he sees this as obviously him losing the case and as being guilty. He thinks that his followers are going to be like, "Oh, if he paid her the $5 million, she must have been telling the truth." That's how they see the law working and the judicial system working. I absolutely believe that.
Yeah, it's just extraordinary. I thought that's it. When you're Supreme Court, you're done. But
I thought so too, apparently.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sure the Supreme Court's going to be so happy to find out they're not the highest court in the land. And
Yes,
they're
yes.
to them again.
20 minutes after the hour, this portion of the show. Wow. I mean, you sport the sports, Charlie, but it is kind of extraordinary how he literally ruins everything, whether it's our 4th of July, our 250th.
It would have been helpful if the American team hadn't gone out there and fallen on its face.
Yeah.
Which
I
they
mean,
did
that was
last
pretty
night.
bad.
Yeah, that was a bad
That second
game.
goal, the one that the goalie blew, that may be the worst athletic play I've ever seen.
That's
And
that's
I've
saying
seen a
something.
lot. Yeah. I was there for Bill Buckner, so.
Oh, poor Bill Buckner. So, yeah, Charlie, I don't know what it's just. Here we are again, right? Where we're humiliated internationally.
Well, you mentioned earlier, and the only reason I'm bringing it up is because I'm writing about it right now. That Wall Street Journal story about the NATO meeting.
Yeah.
There were French soldiers in Greenland to fight against the United States victim in this case, and I do not doubt that she is. Very interesting, because most people don't want to come forward, and this woman didn't want to come forward. But boy, when she came forward, she came forward.
Yeah.
I mean, do you know anybody that would share emails with their therapist with a journalist?
Yeah. No.
Hell, I'm a journalist and I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
But now, I mean, you've got, 5 days to come for Maine Democrats who spectacularly are noted for not being able to get out of each other's way.
Yeah.
To come up with another candidate.
Yeah. Well, that's how you elect Susan Collins that many times.
Well, it's also how you got to elect the human bowling jacket Paul LePage governor twice.
Yeah. Yep. You wrote a piece, Trump's unhinged recent speeches completely broke my brain. So it's finally happened, Charlie.
It's gone. Yeah, it's it's in traction.
Oh,
yeah.
Was this the one in front of Mount Rushmore with the
communism?
communism?
That's the one
and
where he said geezers, or not geezers,
right?
Jizzes.
Right. Right. Yeah. Oh, and then you want the one back on July 4th. He said, as our Declaration of Independence tells us, we're all made in the image of one Almighty God, and a communist will never say that. And you said, I think my brain just pulled a hamstring. First of all, Declaration doesn't say that.
the Declaration of Independence with the Baltimore Catechism.
Yeah, exactly.
Who made me? God made me. Who made God? No, that's not. Who is God? God is the supreme being who made all things.
Charlie, I feel like it's just not a story anymore that the president is completely insane. Was this, Chris, 100 posts? I think on July 4th. It was 100 posts before his, what do you call it?
His speech, his nighttime speech.
Right. I just love the name of this judge. He last out at U.S. District Judge Sparkle Sukananam. Is that a name?
Sparkle.
Sparkle.
Oh,
Judge Sparkle.
I love Judge Sparkle. Yes.
And her decision to block his plans to use the Department of Homeland.
She sounds like something from My Little Pony.
Yes. Her decision to block his plans to hang on, I'm talking.
Hold on.
His decision to block his plans to use a Department of Homeland Security database containing sensitive personal information to vet voter eligibility. That's all he's screaming about lately, it seems like.
Well, it's the only thing we can understand that he's screaming about.
Yeah,
he's screaming about lots of stuff, but it's incoherent.
Yeah.
And then this racist post about the Obamas, on Air Force One, and the plane is all covered with graffiti because code for black people, something.
Yeah, they can't. Black people don't know how to deal with good stuff.
Yeah, I love they feel they have to include this in the story. The use of graffiti is a coded message to remind people of crime and urban decay that has been used in racist messaging against black people.
I think we got it. Thank you.
Yes, we got it.
Jesus.
Ay.
You do not need the Enigma machine to decode that.
No.
This debacle in D.C., can I? And he's literally, Brett Baier goes, oh, he's waving. I think we just got a wave. Okay, we see you. Hi, Mr. President, said Harrison Faulkner.
My God.
That is so embarrassing.
I mean, John Pavlovitz wrote a thing, Charlie, about, and because I know from experience with my mom, just about how Fox News has just poisoned so many people's families and friends and on and on.
Oh
right?
yeah, I mean it's got family members not speaking to each other. It's been pumping pure poison for going on 30 years now.
It is the Stephanie Miller Show. Dana Goldberg's here, so everything is automatically better.
Yeah,
isn't
it is.
Yeah, indeed.
Feel like it. Okay. Except, as we mentioned, Trump filed a fresh appeal to not pay E. Jean Carroll. His lawyers, Dana said, the American people stand with President Trump as they demand an immediate end to all the witch hunts, including the Democrat-funded travesty of the Carroll hoaxes.
Oh, my God.
He's been found guilty.
Yes.
By a jury.
Yes. But that's what we were talking, our conversation earlier, Dana, about Trump equating him with America, and I like we were saying, and just hoping that most of the world differentiates that this is not who we are.
I sure hope so. I think part of the world differentiates. This is not who we are. I don't know. I think some people don't understand why we haven't created an uprising yet, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah, I know they wonder, and they see him, and they wonder how we let this continue. He has lost another appeal. He rejected the Kennedy board's latest argument for Trump's name being added to the 3-judge panel, denied a stay on a lower court order that forced the Kennedy Center to remove Trump's name. So when's the tarp coming down? That's going to have to be, it's just exhausting. That's going to be another lawsuit that,
It really is exhausting. We're going to lose millions of dollars from the foundation that we started 4 minutes ago to make sure that we could funnel and clean this money that we don't know where it came from, probably selling top secrets of the United States.
So what, I guess yesterday's two biggest lies would be Iran just called and begging for a deal. They want a deal so badly. And then the fake excuse for using the old Air Force One. This was fantastic. To honor our brave men and women of the military, because, he gives and he gives, Dana. He never stops.
Absolutely.
We're sending the brand new, truly spectacular Air Force One to the Air Force Base in the United Kingdom to give them a chance to tour the aircraft. Everyone is so excited. We thought that they should be first. For old time's sake, we'll be taking the former Air Force One from Turkey to blah, blah. A short trip that's totally worth doing in order to give our great military heroes a chance to appreciate our beautiful new addition to the Air Force fleet. Okay, and this cost taxpayers how much, and now it's going to cost how much more, and everyone told him this is not a secure Air Force One. And
I don't have a problem with that. I mean, to be honest with you, other than, them probably bugging the thing to get our more of our secrets. Yeah. I don't care if the plane's safe or not. Take it.
Dana Louise.
I know. Seriously, at this point. I mean, if you're going to be Veruca Salt and be like, I want my plane now. I don't care what's wrong with your plane.
Yeah, exactly. He did Veruca Salt the
totally
bribe jet.
I want it, and I want it now.
You Veruca Salted my bribe jet. And now it's just a trinket he's going to take with him. It's just, okay.
At least it's not going to fit in the bathroom at Mar-a-Lago. I mean, I don't know where he's going to put it.
29 minutes after the hour. Dana Goldberg's here. Well, this episode of the Stephanie Miller Show brought to you by Native Path grass-fed collagen for better bones, joints, skin, hair, and nails. I don't normally talk about the supplements I take on the show, but this one I just had to share. I've been using Native Path collagen for about a year now, something my friend said stopped me in my tracks, that most people over 50 have already lost a third of their collagen and they don't even know it. By 60, most people have lost half their collagen. It's nearly impossible to get it back through diet alone because it lives in the parts of the animal we don't eat, the bones, the cartilage, the tendons. Thousands of customers report less joint pain, stronger nails, younger looking skin, better sleep, and improved bone density scans. Try it risk-free, 365-day money-back guarantee. Head on over to nativepath.com/Stephanie. One more time, that is getnativepath.com/Stephanie. Oh, hey there, it's Stephanie Miller. If you're like me and you love sharp political insight, pointy, you like it pointy and sharp, bold opinions, and a touch of humor to make sense of these crazy times, have I got some fantastic news for you. The Political Voices Network is now on Substack. This is your new go-to for the best in independent media. We're talking about my show streaming daily with episodes on demand, the fearless of journalism of Brian Karem, the brilliant side-splitting satire of John Fugelsang, the unrelenting working-class advocacy of Rick Smith, and so much more. Here's the best part. Subscribing is so easy. You can join for free or go to the extra mile. Support these incredible independent voices by signing up for a full subscription starting at just $8. You'll get access to exclusive content, behind-the-scenes insights, and a chance to directly fuel fearless, unfiltered media. So what are you waiting for? Head on over to politicalvoicesnetwork.com. Hit that subscribe button and become part of the movement keeping truth alive in an era of corporate media overload. Every subscription helps, especially yours. One more time, that is politicalvoicesnetwork.com. Sign up now. Mike Johnson saying, he's a God warrior, saying that he's running a protection racket.
If we were to lose the midterms, heaven forbid, these Democrats, y'all, impeachment's not even the big concern. They will turn every committee of Congress into an investigative body, and they'll go after the president's family, the cabinet, his donors and friends. Half of you in this room will be targeted. I run the protection program. I'll take care of you, okay?
He said it.
Yes, he said it. Oh, Mike Johnson, he's so close to just admitting it and finally being a real live boy.
Order. Order in the House. Yes, Mr. President, the gavel is ready. Bang it. Make them listen. Yes, sir. Banging now. That's my puppet. Good job.
It's like Trump's whole thing now is it's like his speechwriter dusted off a 1954 John Birch Society pamphlet and spilled ketchup on it and gave it to Trump to read. And now he's saying communists are coming for your churches, your religion, your neighborhoods, your civilization. And pardon me for a second while I put my face in Xi Jinping's lap.
You're a great leader. I say it to everybody. You're a great leader. Sometimes people don't like me saying it, but I say it anyway because it's true. I only say the truth.
Oh, come on!
People have been convinced to confuse authenticity with audacity. The audacity of Trump. The audacity to lie in your face. The audacity to just say things that are mean and cruel. The audacity to, to say he's 6'3", 225 pounds when he's 5'11", 380.
Thank you, Hunter Biden. I can't hear enough from Hunter Biden. Thank you, Chris, for playing
Also
Hunter
a fantastic artist.
I know. He really is. He's very talented.
I'm really proud of him. I'm enjoying his Instagram very much.
Me too. So is Chris. All right.
He's handsome.
Yes, he is super. And I know, and that's a couple of Les's. Wow.
I know.
Don't you make Handy J things.
Just because we don't eat at the buffet doesn't mean we can't smell the food, Steffi.
That's right. That's correct. Okay.
He looks like he smells.
Oh, stop it. He just harshes my Hunter Biden buzz every day.
Wow.
It's his point. I know, right? Okay, can we talk, because we were saying that, the thing that Graham Plattner, was doing that resonated was about affordability, and I've hardly seen polling like this. 95% of Americans believe the U.S. is suffering from an affordability crisis. That's something it's not a talking point. The cost of groceries and gas is something we all experience every day. This one, U.S. Airlines paid billions of dollars more for jet fuel in May in the second consecutive month that fuel costs exceeded $6 billion. The airlines spent $6.6 billion on jet fuel. We all know, because you fly a lot. My girlfriend's coming just from San Francisco to L.A. tomorrow. It's $600 almost.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's insane.
I can blame Trump if my usually I can kill relationships myself, but this one, I might be able to blame Trump. I mean, it's unaffordable, Dana. It's insurers seek hefty rates for 2027. There's, insurers are eyeing hefty rate hikes for 2027. Dozens of insurers in 16 states and D.C. have proposed increasing next year's premium by a median of 14%. And there's individual stories, Dana. This woman's doctor told her late last year to start using a CPAP machine. She was struggling to breathe from scarring caused by pulmonary embolisms. She hasn't followed the advice because she can't afford to rent one of the devices. She's been uninsured since January after finding out the premium for her and her husband's health insurance would rise from $544 to more than $1,400 a month. I mean, that's what people are, and... No offense, but Mitch McConnell took away health care from a lot of people. I hate to say it, right?
And also his constituents are paying him to work, and he's not working.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. He's been in the hospital since June 14th. That is, what is it? Taxation without representation.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you. No, I mean, and so Governor Andy Beshear is asking Mitch McConnell, which is his right, for an update on his health, whether he believes he can continue to serve. He said Kentuckians have grown increasingly concerned about the current state of your health and well-being and ability to hold office in the United States Senate. It came 24 days after he was first hospitalized. And, as I was saying to Chris, we got to play this like Mitch McConnell would play it.
100%.
Call the special election. I don't know why. I mean, I'm not sure. I get that.
The problem is and I read, we covered this on the Daily Beans. There was a law that was changed in, I think, 2021 that the governor no longer gets to replace the senator if he is incapacitated.
That's right.
It's three people in his own party. And they passed this law because they knew Mitch McConnell was getting very, very, very old and they were going to lose him.
They've done it in other states, Dana, like North Carolina. They're such sore losers. If they lose elections, they try to strip the governor of the powers that he does have, that he's supposed to have.
After they've been elected by the state.
Yes.
And it goes both ways. I mean, we got New Hampshire's governor passing anti-trans laws. That's what happens when you elect a Republican governor in a blue state. You don't expect them to do this. However, on the flip side, I don't know if we have enough blue in New Hampshire to override this.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't know the situation there. In Kentucky, they do have enough red legislature that if Andy Beshear comes out and wants to do something, they can override it.
They're clearly trying to beat the deadline for the for a special election.
We're going to hear that Mitch McConnell passed away. They're going to wait a few days. And they won't do it the day after. That looks too obvious. But about 4 days into just shy of 3 months of the midterms, they're going to be like, we've lost the senator.
Yeah. So Representative Jim Himes on the midterms.
This administration, and Trump in particular, is going to do everything he can to cast suspicion about whether our elections have integrity. And in the worst case scenario, he's going to lose it. He's going to use it to say that when the Democrats take the House and maybe the Senate, that it was corrupt. And we're going to end up exactly in the place we were on January 6th when I got stuck in the House chamber.
Yeah, I mean, and so in terms of the affordability stuff, I thought, all the fear-mongering about, oh my God, democratic socialists, I thought Joy Behar made a great point.
Democratic socialism, which is really just a buzzword for democracy and affordability, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think that they have bastardized the word, and now they're calling people commies. It is the sign of a sinking ship. The Republicans are going down the toilet, and they know it. So they're pulling out these stupid cards like they're calling Democrats communists. Give me a break.
Yeah. I mean,
meanwhile, Trump opening up gas stations that are government gas stations, that's communism.
What are they calling
when you say you've got gas
when Tommy does it with grocery stores, and now they're like, oh, freedom fuel is here. Like
freedom gas.
And that's all being subsidized by taxpayer money.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Someone said it reminds them of what Putin did. That there's a gas station only for the Russian dignitaries or something. But
they're
that
not
he
even
controlled.
good at it. If you walk 4 blocks down the street, there's gas stations that are cheaper than this government subsidized station.
Yeah.
They're not even good at communism.
All right, Blaine in Kansas, you are on with Dana. Hi, Blaine.
Hello, Stephanie. Can I speak to Dana, please?
Dana, it's for you. I absolutely, as long as the tone in your voice isn't as scary as I think it is. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Dana, when I left New Mexico, I continued to put green chili on my ice cream. Do you still do that?
Okay, wait a minute. I didn't even know if green chili goes on ice cream.
First I've heard of that.
What flavor ice cream should I try this on? Because I want to do it immediately.
Put it on vanilla ice cream.
Okay.
With your green chilies.
I mean, I
did that all the time in Albuquerque.
I never heard of that, and I
excellent.
will absolutely try it for you, sir. I will try it for you.
Can you have it Christmas style on vanilla ice cream?
Oh, with red chilies as well.
That's a good question.
Yeah, I don't know why not. I always go green.
Okay.
But Christmas would be good, yeah.
All right. Wow. Christmas
Stephanie,
could come early on your ice cream.
It feels like a good time to announce the Funny Fest. He brought up New Mexico.
Yes.
I need the
Oh,
New Mexicans I need New Mexicans to realize after a 6-year hiatus, I'm bringing the Funny Fest back to Albuquerque on October 9th. Tickets are on sale. They're going very quickly. We're going to be raising money for Equality New Mexico.
Fantastic.
Go to DanaGoldberg.com, hit my tour schedule, go to the Albuquerque show, and get them during the next break.
All right.
Yes.
Okay?
Do
Go
you
get
sense that people are desperate to talk about anything except Trump and politics?
They're like, Dana, are you still putting green chili on your vanilla ice cream?
And as someone with acid reflux, that sounds disgusting to me, but okay.
I'm so interested. Listen, it's the sweet and hot.
Yeah, I
he's
think that
got
would be
something
good.
There.
I actually think that would be good. I recoiled a little bit, but then I thought
hate chicken feet. Okay.
Well, who doesn't hate chicken feet?
Oh, for God's sakes.
Dana, have you ever had chicken feet?
No.
That was the best expression I've ever seen on your face.
What?
Okay.
Are you drunk?
Yeah. So this NATO, can I just say, here was a lesson in journalism yesterday. The NATO chief, what's his name, Mark Rutte, is that how you say it? Said he raised eyebrows when he declared President Trump was absolutely right to push for control of Greenland. And so a Danish reporter, did you see, asked him, he said, Mark, you sit next to Donald Trump in moments when he talks about conquering Greenland, talks about lashing out at allies like Spain, starting trade wars, things that don't seem like the old Mark he would approve of. Does this have any effect on your self-respect when you sit like that and say nothing? I mean,
God.
Someone needs to ask Marco Rubio a question or two like that, right?
I mean, listen, Marco Rubio's got big shoes to fill. And by this, I mean, their force size is too large, and they were purchased by the President of the United States.
Okay. Trump, this whole, I was saying, it's so hilarious how, Zelensky got off the best joke about Trump going, would you go to Moscow? And he's like, no, there's too many Ukrainian drones there, bam. But Trump he's all over the place. Because clearly Ukraine's winning now. Now Trump's like, oh, he's genius. But so Trump said the USA will show Ukraine how to build elite military weapons. It seems like they're kicking our ass and giving us help with drones and stuff for Iran. But he said, speaking to Zelensky at the NATO summit, he said, one of the things I think we're going to be talking about today, just a little bird told me this about the fact we'll give them the right to make patriots. We'll show them how to do it. It's very complex, actually. We'll give you a license to make patriots. That's pretty cool, huh? That way he can't complain we're not giving him enough. He is so embarrassing on every subject and right? He always has to try to look like the alpha.
Yeah, and it's going to get worse. I mean, when they asked him, like I said, about Mitch, and he didn't remember or know that he was supposed to probably lie, and he's like, I don't know how he's doing. I haven't spoken to him. I'm sure everyone went, oh, no. And I have a feeling he's going to forget. He's going to start to forget the things he's supposed to say and just say the things that come to his mind.
Yeah. Well, that's clearly what he does. Trump was bluntly asked why the Iran war has become a strategic dead end for the U.S. The Iran war seems to be a strategic dead end for you. Why are you apparently unable to end the Iran war? This came right after Trump sarcastically quipped that reporter looked very insecure but was a handsome guy. He's just Dana, a dementia patient.
He's a little gay.
He's a little gay.
He's a little gay and a dementia patient.
Exactly. Right. He said, so I think we're doing just the opposite. The Iran war has been a tremendous military success. And, I can only answer the question by saying they're not going to have a nuclear weapon. He just repeat, but again, we were saying we don't know anymore if it's dementia or lying or delusion but it's very dangerous because he just repeats the same things over and over.
Oh, we should have had the 25th Amendment years ago. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. All right. On that unsettling note, 45 minutes after the hour, this portion of...
I don't feel like it's on me, it was certainly me as like a safe white dude, to tell a woman like when to come forward with her story. Like I mean, she didn't feel safe in telling it until now. I'm grateful that she did. And I imagine there's other women right now that are probably also going to tell their stories, because usually when you find an abuser like this, it's not their first time.
Yeah. Well, I think that's what he's pointing out is the hypocrisy of the party that is led by a literal rapist in the Oval Office.
Oh, sure.
You know, which has just been upheld by the Supreme Court. So, you know, for Kevin McCarthy to go, we get rid of all our people. No, it's exactly the opposite. Their party is littered with sexual assaulters and rapists.
I don't want to hear anything from them. Like I'm not. If you supported Donald Trump in any of the last 3 elections, I have zero interest in hearing from you. From the Access Hollywood tape to him bragging about having sex with 15-year-olds on Howard Stern, like he's an absolute scumbag. I will say I've gotten a lot of people who are mad. I called for Plattner to drop out. This also happened to me when I called for Swalwell to drop out a couple of months ago. Is they go, well, Mike, you know, Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. Mike is right. It's like, of course you're right. Like Donald Trump is a bad person. The fact that they don't police their bad people doesn't mean that we should be like them.
Yeah.
And even if I thought Plattner could win this race, which by the way, I still think Plattner could win this race. And that's actually what scares me. Yeah. What scares me more is that Plattner
Donald Trump
win.
has lowered the bar so far. I hate to say it, but yeah.
Yes.
So
I mean, that's the same thing with Swalwell. Like once I learned that, I didn't know these things about Swalwell, but I didn't want him to be governor after. So like get him out.
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So speaking of double standards, so I hate to break the coverage about Sleepy Joe, which is still, you know, but is Mitch McConnell conscious? Is he alive? What I mean,
I think he's frozen in carbonite, and you know, Luke and the gang are going to have to go get him back from Jabba the Hutt. Like this is horrendous. For folks that don't know, if he dies before August 3rd, they have to have a special election. Yeah. And I think they're freaked out for 2 reasons. One, they think Thomas Massie will run for that Senate seat and he may win, and they do not want Thomas Massie in the United States Senate. I objectively think that would be the funniest outcome of this whole thing. But 2, is a Democrat could win. I mean, look, Kentucky is not a blue state, but it does have a Democratic governor. And like, let's say Andy Beshear decides he's going to jump in and take a bullet for the team and ekes out a win in a D+10 year. Like, stranger things have happened. I mean, Scott Brown was the United States Senator for a while.
Oh, yeah.
Doug Jones was a senator for a while. Yeah. I mean, weird stuff happens.
Yeah. And you, by the way, you know, posted about the double standard. You were saying depression is real. I'm glad Tom Keene got the help he needed, but that's not an excuse for not showing up to work for months without informing the public of the reason why. It's okay to walk away from a tough job if you're not okay and let someone else do it. And you just said, I'll also point out that Tom Keene is saying he apparently was too depressed to show up and vote, but not depressed enough to stop abusing his office by insider trading while he was away. I'm not sure I buy this story, but our government is ridiculous. That's what it is. It's the double standard.
Well, I'll say one. I don't believe this story at all. Like I've thought about it a lot. And I simply don't believe it because like it's just so ridiculous. And by the way, Tom Keene voted for the Republican budget, which cut Medicare and Social Security, which cut mental health care benefits for people all across this country. So screw you for thinking that you get this. Like the double standard is if you are a powerful member of Congress, you can just take 4 months off and nothing will happen to you, apparently. Hopefully he loses his re-election in November. He's in a tough race right now. Right. But hopefully he loses. But it's ridiculous that all these Republicans want to say to me and people who are critical of Tom Keene, we've got to give him his space. Like he's dealing with depression. Like they don't give us that type of grace. Yeah. And I've dealt with anxiety and depression and suicidal ideation my entire life. Like those are very real things. I still showed up to work every day.
Yeah.
And if I didn't, I would have lost my job because that's what happens in the real world. And these people don't live in the real world.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, and you know, again, you were on the pointing out the hypocrisy train. You said Republicans are attacking Ro Khanna for being rich while fighting for workers. But when we criticize Elon Musk for exploiting workers on his way to becoming the world's first trillionaire, they say we're just jealous. That's a wild double standard. Thank you for just continuing to shout out stuff like that because that's what it is. It's the double standards.
Yeah, it's just it's crap. I mean, like they're all just lying all the time, arguing in bad faith everywhere they go, and we should just treat them like that because it's a good thing for Elon Musk to be a trillionaire, they say, but it's a bad thing for Ro Khanna to be successful and have money. And like that's just annoying to me. Why? Because Ro Khanna advocates for workers' rights. Like, excuse me, like I think we're allowed. You know, people are allowed to be successful. Okay, and I'm allowed, by the way, to criticize the world's only trillionaire who built that fortune on the backs of American taxpayers. Your money is the reason that Elon Musk is a trillionaire.
A lot of socialism.
Not because he's a genius.
A lot of handouts.
Okay?
Yeah.
Right. A lot of handouts,
Yeah.
a lot of government loans. I mean, for crying out loud, they put him in charge of Doge, which cost the government more money than he saved, which he didn't save a damn dime. Okay.
52 minutes after the hour. Dana Goldberg's here, and she's on tour more than the Qatari bribe jet is on tour.
I am.
Where else are you going to be?
We already talked about Albuquerque, September 23rd. My Chicago Steph Heads tickets are going very quickly. There's still some left at the Den Theater. You can get them on my website, danagoldberg.com. Hit my tour schedule, but it's September 23rd. It's one night only, one show only. When this sells out, they are gone.
Oh my God, don't miss it. Do not miss it. Christopher, who said the numbers came out yesterday. You know who's number one on the Tic Tac? I am. I'm number one. And all I talk about is how bad communism is. I have like 4 billion views, something like that.
Twinkie the Kid.
No, Trump repeated that again. It's over at the NATO thing, just so he could also, yes, He is not even near even the top 10. He is nowhere near.
And
Taylor
you don't know
Swift's.
who the top 10 is. You've
I
never
don't
heard
know
of
any
the
those
top.
people. I don't.
Mr. Beast is the only one I know.
Sure, that guy. Okay.
Is Taylor not in the top 10 of TikTok?
I don't believe she is.
Oh, but
I
she
don't
still
think
has
she
at least
ta- I
twice
don't
as
think
many
she texts
followers.
and she talks a lot. I
Yeah,
don't think she
TikTok is
talks a
not
lot.
her
Right,
platform.
but she still has way more than he does. Like he just lies
Yeah.
about everything.
That is
so-
a telltale sign as a woman could say absolutely nothing and still have more popularity than the president of the United States.
So Dana, you and I have talked a lot about Renee Good. We have had another ICE tragedy in Houston where a man of Mexican descent was shot by ICE, and they're saying he weaponized his car. This one, I don't know if there's video. Unfortunately, the ones we even have on video, you know, obviously those people are still. And the problem too is they push out local officials. ICE takes over everything and the evidence. So, and we're so used to them lying that it's so now Houston is in an uproar over another ICE killing.
And it's going to unfortunately ramp up. I thank God his son has been doing press conferences, who has been very, very powerful. And my heart just goes out to this family and that man. But this is going to get worse. They're ramping up their quota. They are ramping up what they can do, how they can arrest them. They're ramping up all of these things.
Yeah. Well, and the other headline today, no jail for Wisconsin judge convicted of quote-unquote obstructing ICE. The former Wisconsin judge, Hannah Dugan, was spared prison for ushering a Mexican defendant out of her courtroom to evade ICE agents. She was fined. She said, I think this is a situation where an otherwise good person upset by immigration policies in this country made a bad decision in the moment. I mean, a lot of us feel the same way about about what ICE is doing and are trying to help however we can, right?
Yeah, it is 100%. I am surprised that she was convicted in that case, to be honest with you. She literally ushered this man out at a door that was almost next to the exit where where they would have left. The whole thing was just such a weaponization. I'm glad she's not doing jail time, but I am sort of surprised that she was convicted in the case.
Yeah. But I just, it's like the old, he was going for the gun, this old, when they talk about police lying. But this, he weaponized his car. Oh, Renee Good weaponized her car. And in that case, we could absolutely see the whole thing play out on video. And same with Alex Preddy, where All right, so back to the Iran debacle for a minute. A senior Iranian lawmaker warned Trump not a single American soldier will return alive if there's any attempt to seize or invade Karg Island. They said, come, we're waiting for you. We promise not a single American soldier will return alive. I mean, a lot of military experts are saying that, that he just is so erratic that if he does this, there's going to be a lot of American casualties. But he's boxed himself once again into a corner.
Yeah, I dread what's about to happen with this war, because like you said, I think he's going to make some decisions that he doesn't care about the American troops. He's just trying to get himself out of it.
Yeah, well, and even Fox News, I was saying, is having a hard time spinning this. Yeah. One contributor there claimed Trump sounded frustrated and tired while talking about the war in Iran. Yeah, he clearly is bored.
Yeah.
and wants to get out of this.
And he's exhausted. He's asleep all the time.
Yeah. It's very concerning for him to twice a day talk about Iran potentially taking him out. Look, he sounds frustrated to me. He sounds tired as well. He's got the weight of the world on his shoulders with wars in Ukraine as well as Iran. He talks about finishing the job in Iran. I don't know what an exit looks like. I don't know what winning looks like at this point. It's frustrating. I guess we'll wait to see, but it looks like we're in a quagmire right now. And, they're also even reporting about how it's affecting our economy, obviously, and gas prices again, right?
Yeah. Oh, my God. The airline tickets, I can't even tell you. I mean, the coach tickets from Albuquerque to New York, $1,000 in coach, $1,200, $1,400 in coach. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
And it's because they can at this point.
I know. Chris and I were saying, I thought San Francisco was like $100 or it used to be. Like, I'm like, I didn't even think of that as a long distance relationship, and meanwhile, like that's what East Coast trips used to be, $500-$600. I mean, it's, and I'm sure someone that flies as much as you, it's really impacting you.
It is definitely impacting. Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy, crazy, crazy. Okay, a new report from the Wall Street Journal details Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney's efforts to reduce global leaders' longtime reliance on the United States amid ongoing threats about taking over Greenland, etc. It reveals Carney's rapid efforts to meet with and sway European leaders into abandoning their special relationship with the U.S. and the enthusiasm and challenges he's facing while doing so. They came together in January to discuss whether the U.S. had become a threat to the rest of the world and whether separate paths should be explored. I mean, oh my God, Dana, to try to repair all of this is going to be a nightmare.
Decades. It is going to take decades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go see Dana Goldberg live. I'm just telling you,
love it.
You will feel better.
Yes.
Okay. Everything
Everyone
is
says
better.
so.
Okay. I love you, Dana. We'll see you tomorrow.
Love you too. Bye.